Shine bright up all night. We're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes. We're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Guys, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button, please. Happy Friday.
We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. Young blood made of gold. A mind you can't control. Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Hello, people. How's everyone doing? Hope you are well. It's Friday, if you didn't notice. Can I get a witness up in this piece? Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. It's Friday. Sorry, I'm excited. Today is April 12th, 2024, and it is 7:08 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Dab it for me. Dab it for me. So take 1 and 2 all in one, Justin. That's right. That's right. You're a pearl. You're a pearl. It's good to see you all. Thank you all for joining me. I really do appreciate it. You could have chosen to be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I am absolutely thankful for that. All right, we've got a lot to talk about. So grab you a drink, a snack, get comfortable because we have a lot to discuss. Quite a bit, actually. Oh, it just depends, KA. Make sure you're subscribed to Hey Sweet Tea channel because I do like I'll be doing stuff over on that channel like that. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed over there. Um so I know that Seth is really getting it right now, and just the absolute craziness of it. And I want to make this extremely crystal clear that I absolutely support Seth 110%. He is the only one, the only family member that I know of that his father is out searching for him. You know, in this world, they say, if you have a handful, like, you can fit, if you've got two, three, a few friends at the end of the day, true lifelong friends, at the end of the day, you're extremely blessed. And I would agree with that. But your mother and your father should be your OGs, right? They should be there to protect you, advocate for you, search for you. Hey, share. And there's none of that going on from the Proudfoots. Your safe space. Yeah. Yeah. Now, that is what it should be. But as we know, for those of us in true crime, all of us here, we know that that is not always the case. Not always the case. And I hear people say, well, grief looks different on everybody. Okay, it might, but I can tell you that on a mom and a dad, it's universal. It's universal. It's absolutely universal. It doesn't matter what part of the world you come from, who you pray to, who you love, any of that. It's a universal hurt. It's someone, something rather, that you can see on any mother's face, any father's face, even if you can't understand their language, right? But that is not what we see with, at least in my opinion, with Katie, and definitely Mr. Proudfoot. We don't see it. I don't know what the hiccup is about Seth. People are saying that, oh, he's drugged up. And I would say, okay. So he's might be on a nerve pill, he might be on Neurontin, and he might be on a muscle relaxer. But a qualified doctor, which I am not, and you are probably not, gave that to him. So who cares? He's for the last 6 weeks, I could not imagine how much sleep the man has lost. How many miles he has searched for his son. How many people that he has spoken to. How many times he has cried. How many times we've seen him cried. Yeah, gabapentin, neuron, any of that stuff. And let me tell you something. He's a true dad. He's a true dad. He is a true dad. And that's his only son. And let's be real. We have to keep hope until we know something. But we also know in true crime that the statistics are very slim. But we know that it's possible. But is it probable? I don't know. All we need to do right now is find Sebastian. People's like, well, what does looking into people, or what does, you know, analyzing their stories have to do with finding Sebastian? And personally, I'm a commentary channel and true crime, and I think it has to do with a hell of a lot. Personally, I do, because you don't know where to look if you don't know the right story, and if people are lying to you, and if a mother and a stepfather are saying different things and have said some jaw-dropping things. That's right, ATS. That's right. I can't imagine, and I hope none of us ever have to, as parents, to be what any of them are going through right now. But you would think that a mother who said, even on Nancy Grace's channel, that as soon as she got her husband, Mr. Proudfoot, getting situated, getting back to work, she was going to get right back to home. That hasn't happened yet. It's another, actions speak louder than words, right? Actions speak louder than words. Chris is acting like the Stephen guy, the stepdad from Maddie's Soto's case. Why is the mom comforting the stepdad? Katie too keeps looking to Chris, but Chris wasn't there. So WTF? Yeah, he tells most of the story. So, my title today is, the one important question Chris and Katie didn't ask Seth. And it's so simple. But to me personally, it says so much. It says so much. If Katie knew her son was missing and she thought, where is he? Where's my son? Where's my son? You look around the house, he's not there. Well, the first person you're not going to call is Chris. The first person who you should call, and she never did, would be Seth. Say, where's my son at? Do you have him? She didn't do that. She didn't do that. Because she says he doesn't wander off. He's not a runner. But then when they did get in contact with Seth, it was still Sebastian's gone. Just he's gone. I don't know if it was like a text or a message or whatever. Not, Sebastian's not here. Did you pick him up? Sebastian's not here. Do you have him? Why wouldn't you ask the father that? The one that has him when you don't have him. To me, that sets off alarm bells. It's a huge but simple question. Why? Why didn't you ask him? Katie? Why? But it was early morning. Doesn't matter when it is. Doesn't matter. The first question, if my kid was not in my house and I was dual parenting and he was at his father's house when he's not at my house, that's the first person I would call. In fact, I would call them before I would call 911 probably, personally. Because that's what I would suspect more than him just vanishing and just walking out without no shoes, which is ridiculous. This story that makes zero sense whatsoever. I don't get it. I don't get it. No jacket either in 28 degrees. Yeah. Now, nobody, people saying, oh, he failed a polygraph test. He failed a polygraph test. How do you know? He hasn't said it. He hasn't said that he's failed or passed that I'm aware of at all. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I could be wrong. I don't watch everything. So, but we support Seth here. Hola.
Hola, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You handled that a lot better than I probably would have.
Well, it's just exactly, Mel. It's absolute rumors. It's absolute rumors. And listen, I mean, I get it. He's on a lot of medicine right now. He's on a lot of medicine.
I
And you
I
can tell he's probably not used to that type of medicines, right? I mean, so,
you could tell the first day he started them and they put him on it. It was night and day.
and that is true. I am to bear. It's not, I mean, there's no pass fail, it's variables. Yes, that's technically true, but it's, which direction it's in, you know what I mean? It's can be a higher confidence of scoring on the test or lower or somewhere in the middle, inconclusive. So he is exhausted.
I
And well, this is the thing.
he's
He's at work. He's at freaking work.
during all of
Ping
it.
his ping his phone. His freaking 9,284 cameras where he works. You know what I mean? I need to thank a lot of y'all. I'm sorry, guys. Heather, Cameron, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Welcome to the family. You are now a Pearl. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for 1 month. Thank you, Justin and Mods, for everything you do. Really do appreciate you, Heather. Thank you. Stacy, thank you so much, my love. First month, appreciate you so much. Jules, member 1 month. Sebastian Strong, thank you. English Rose, so good to see you, my love. Appreciate you. Always good to see you. Darcy, thank you so much for gifting 1 membership. If you receive that membership, please thank our sweet, sweet Darcy. She's a sweetheart. Oh,
I
thank you
love
again,
that
Darcy.
picture.
I do too. I always love that picture that she has there. Seth said in chat he fell asleep. That's all he said. Now people are attacking him. I hope he stays off YouTube for his sanity. Okay, he fell asleep. He fell asleep. Okay, he fell asleep. Um,
You know,
as tired as he is, right? And the medicine that he's taken, I'm sure if he sat and the lack of sleep this man has taken, they're not, he's not sitting his ass right in a camp right now, you know, uh, you know, arguing with people on Facebook and YouTube. That's not what he's doing. Like, the
I'm
Proudfoots.
I'm pretty sure the ones that are criticizing them, if they even walked in his shoes, which he was walking until his feet were bleeding and he injured his arm. If anybody walked in his shoes, they probably would have fell asleep just as he did. That was the first time he actually sat down. And then he had to maintain his
You have to
internal
relax. They tell
time set.
yes.
Exactly. That's the first time that he has done this since
Thank you so much.
his son has been gone, and he had to force himself to do it. So anybody that judges him on that, shame on you, because you have not walked in their footsteps. There's ones that we will criticize, and the ones we will speculate is when they don't get off their goddamn ass and look for their child like they should be, like every one of us would be. And that's why we're here. Shame on you for
Absolutely.
criticizing him.
Absolutely. He's doing the work. He's doing the
I
work.
wouldn't be able to keep up with them, but they can run their mouth.
Hmm.
I stand
Oh,
with Seth 100%.
me too.
That's why I'm trying not to comment.
Thank you, allegedly, with Brittany. I stand with that. I adore you and guidance. Thank you thank you so much, Brittany. I really do appreciate you. Evelyn, thank you so much for gifting 1 membership. I really do appreciate you. It's good to see you. If you receive that membership, please thank our sweet Evelyn. And Don, grandma of 3, thank you so much for your super sticker, my friend. I appreciate you. Are you having an earthquake, Marlena? You okay?
Wait, another one? Where's she at?
Oh Lord. So yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I can't imagine taking like a muscle relaxer and the things that he's taking. You wouldn't be able to prop me up, let alone lay me down. But you know what? A licensed qualified doctor gave that to him because they knew what he needed. They told him to slow down, and that's just it. So, oh, vet girl, thank you so much. Someone says the truth. When the truth comes out, to me, someone knows the truth. Statement of the year. Someone says the truth. When the truth comes out. To me, someone knows the truth. Statement of the year. Thank you so much, Fat Girl. That's extremely generous. I really do appreciate you, my friend. It's good to see you. Hope you are well. Thank you. So yeah, we stand 1000% with Seth, with Sebastian, obviously, and with Nina.
Yep.
Period. Point blank. Period. Justin, even some muscle relaxers when I threw my back out. No way he's driving to and from doing the test, not falling asleep. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Just
crazy.
what he's been on adrenaline alone
So much
would make the normal person fall asleep. So anybody that can judge of what he's
without
going
medicine.
through
Without
on
medicine.
on top of the injury,
Thank you, Darcy.
they can totally kick rocks
Thank you, Darcy.
and get their asses out, boots on the ground, and help him search. Until then, shut the F up. I'm being nice because I'm on Justin's channel.
You're fine. Yeah, I mean, like without medicine, as much as he has, this man has not been at work. He has been for 6 weeks. The physical and mental stress, emotional stress.
And even when he gets home, he's on spreading his son,
No.
spreading stories, spreading the good things about Sebastian.
Mhm.
On the
Yeah.
other side, they're only spreading how annoying he is and how they can't stand him. None of his strengths and who he is as a person. They're not
Mhm.
painting a picture of Sebastian as a human being who has a feeling and a soul. Seth is the one out there doing that. So until you want to judge Seth, who is busting his butt from the morning he gets his feet on the ground until he lays down and falling asleep trying to promote his name on all of the channels,
Mhm.
you have no room to talk.
Well, the
Because
thing
you
is,
can go and talk to Proudfoots because they're just
yeah,
nothing but BS.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Karen, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being a member for 1 month. Darcy, thank you again for gifting 1 membership and being a member for 1 month. I stand with Steph. Absolutely. Dina Lynn, love you, my dear. Good to see you, member for 1 month. Love you too, sweetheart. Appreciate you. So I don't know. It's beyond me. No, Candy, we have no idea. Seth is going to reveal the results. When is he going to do it? On Nancy Grace's?
I'm not sure.
He's supposed to reveal it on Nancy Grace's show. It's probably already been recorded. I don't know. But
It probably is.
you know, they
Still,
people say, oh well, he probably shouldn't have taken that test because he was under all the medication. See, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right there. Because if you don't take it, oh, you're Chris Proudfoot. But if you do take it, and he's like, and Seth insists, no, listen, I told Nancy, and I saw that in the chat. I told Nancy I was going to take it, the TBI said, "Why are you taking it?" And he said, "Because I had promised Miss Grace that I was going to take it." And hell or high water, he's just like, "I'm going to take it whether I've got, you know,
You know what he's
medicine in me or
doing?
not."
He's doing anything and everything to keep his son's name out here.
He's the one that describes Sebastian. He's the one that, not mocking him in interviews while he's being missing.
He's the one that's having sleepless nights, not off camping, having rendezvous.
Glamping. Yeah.
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 And it's just insane. It's night and day compared to the two sides that Sebastian has representing him. And
Oh,
one side is
He-
out there stomping his feet with his mother, looking
only-
for his child.
He only has one side representing him. There are no two sides representing him. Where the
That's
hell's Chris and
exactly-
Katie? Are they out physically doing anything? Are they out doing any interviews or anything?
Wait,
What are they doing?
Justin. No,
Mhm.
no. We have evidence. They have been doing something. They were
Hiding.
sitting at a barbecue restaurant with flyers over the edge. Instead of
Yeah.
handing them out, they had them hanging over the side of the table, but never
Mhm.
saw them passing them out. But they did do something. It was on the table at the dinner.
Yeah.
Gotta give
Well,
them credit for that.
they took the magnets or the flyers off their car.
And
So.
I ask anybody who's like, why do you do this? And I would ask them, even like I said the other night, I asked my husband, would you ever leave the house if one of our kids ever went missing? And he said, hell no. Why? I don't understand it. And you've got somebody from
You couldn't pry me. You couldn't pry me like from moving out of my house.
hell or high water.
Right.
Stand firm for your child. Once you become a parent, that is what you're meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
Be their supporter, be their cheerleader, be their background, be their voice.
Mm-hmm. Darcy, thank you so much. Wednesday is when it's supposed to be revealed, I believe. Okay.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Oh,
so
Justin,
Mhm.
Amy accidentally blocked single mom.
How did she block another mod?
Is it a different chat?
Which
Are you on both channels?
Which side did you block her on? Which channel? I'm streaming from two platforms right now, or two channels right now.
I don't see Amy on Clutch, so it must be Justin.
Oh, never mind. No, I didn't.
Okay.
You would never catch me in a restaurant eating nonchalantly, knowing my child may or may not be eating themselves.
Preach. I would be sitting there eating like a fucking pig and back out the door going. Or driving and eating and on to the next. Not even. I don't think I'd even be able to eat because when my anxiety is through the roof, I can't even stomach anything to eat. Not even drink.
Mm-hmm. So Seth was on my good friend Brooks's channel just a little bit ago. Again, putting himself out there for his son. And we wholeheartedly support Brooks here. We love Brooks. We've done a lot of work together on Michael Monkey Vaughn's case. Good.
I'm so sorry for what you're going through, all the frustrations and physical injuries and just the hurt in your
Now Seth's got his camera on, but it's flipped. So
heart. What's going on today?
now make sure you watch this entire interview. I'm just playing some parts of it. Link is in the description for my good friend Brooks. Crime Lines and Lies.
Just got out of physical therapy. Now I'm in traffic. There's a lot that doesn't make sense with what's going on. There's a lot that doesn't make sense. You know, people. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I take everybody's opinion with a grain of salt. By the way, if you sent me your number to a Facebook, it is not me. I don't have social media. The only thing I have is YouTube.
Oh, well, crud. Okay.
So if you see a profile out there that says it's me,
Mods, if y'all will drop Seth's Cash App and the GoFundMe periodically, I would appreciate that. Obviously, he's not working right now, and he needs help, as much help as possible. I didn't Cripple Creek. I'm sorry. I didn't. It's going back.
it's not me.
Well, damn. Okay. Somebody's got my phone number then.
So, well, whoever wants to be me, they don't realize what that tells, because I don't even want to be me right now. There's people that everybody has an opinion, but I don't have social media, so I don't really have to listen to their opinion.
No, you don't. You're doing the work. He's your son.
I just want to find it.
Vixen 2, thank you so much. Oh, please, people are so yeah, condemning. If I were Seth at the moment, I would be chasing Valium with vodka and staggering around the area looking for my kid. Love to Seth and Sebastian. I agree, Vixen 2.
I love your sloth, and I agree.
Yeah. I would probably need a freaking IV of Valium at that point.
That's all I want to do.
At what point did you start getting the suspicion that maybe you're not being told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth from Katie?
Pretty much day one, while I listened to her story, because she changed it multiple times.
Okay.
I mean, for the first 3 days, I was at their house until Chris decided that he wasn't going to. He didn't like.
Yeah, Maurice. I mean, you can only take so much eventually, right? I mean, can you hold on, my camera's not on. Can you this man, I mean, this is a worldwide story at this point. It's been over what, 6 weeks? 6 weeks. They haven't named a suspect. They haven't cleared anybody. They say they have no idea. And there's been no trace of him. Not a footprint that we're aware of. There's not a footprint. There's not a scent. And there's been nothing that they have found. So
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Girl, thank you so much again, honey. I appreciate you. 1-800-TBI find Sebastian Rogers, missing, Hendersonville, Tennessee, February 26, 2024.
We know that number all too well, and that's sad.
Thank you,
Tracy M did ask a question. Do you know the whereabouts of Seth? Maybe we could buy him a meal or have a grocery delivery of personal products.
You can I don't know about that. The only thing I do, I donate to him on behalf of myself and the channel through his Cash App. So that's how I donate to him. That's what I do. So,
And I can post it in chat for you if you'd like.
Seth's Cash App is $TMB Fleming, FLEMING. If you can, if you're able to send him $1, $5, it all adds up, and he would be extremely grateful for that, I'm sure. And if you can't send anything, God knows your heart, say a prayer. And if you can print a flyer and ask to put it in your local gas station, at a grocery store, anywhere. We can always do. There's more than one way to be charitable, right? There's always more than one way. If you can't financially support, you can always print a flyer. So thank you for that, Vet Girl. If everyone in here sent $1, that's over $1,000. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My sister set up a GoFundMe. Didn't like that, and it's like, well,
Crimes. Something, I hope that someone is held accountable for this very soon. But I also think if he is not found, will anyone be held accountable? Because the way TBI seems to work, they won't do nothing unless there's a body. They won't do nothing.
I wish I could hear the same things out of their mouths as we heard from Wisconsin today.
And when I say that, could be, alive or other, right? It doesn't necessarily, like, they're not going to probably charge anybody until he is found. That seems the way, that's the way TBI seems to work. TBI is not, they rarely name suspects, especially in missing children's cases. And I was talking about this last night, Guidance. I think, Chris McDonough was, he's a retired cop. He's actually still in law enforcement. He's worked on Michael Monkey Vaughn's case and others. He's talked about there's a double-edged sword, with telling the public and not telling the public. But the downside of not telling the public, at least some things, is they can't really help you if you don't give them something to help with. They haven't said, if you have seen a car in downtown Hendersonville between the hours of 2:30 a.m. and 4:30 a.m., that is, a Pontiac, whatever,
Just
they
like
can't. There's nothing
Wisconsin
to give
did
them. There's
when
nothing
they
to give them.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating with TBI. I mean, like, you can keep too much, and the public cannot help at that point. Can she be charged with abandonment? Pickletoes Grandma, Brooks mentioned something up here about that, and I'm going to talk about that. It's a very interesting topic, because in the Lori Vallow case, but we will get to that. Yes, baby blue Infiniti SUV, Katie Proudfoot. Now, mother-in-law drives the same make and model or style as Katie, but it's a slightly different color, I believe.
you may not like it, but she asked, and I told her she could. And it wasn't for finding Sebastian or anything like that. It's my sister knew that I wouldn't go back to work because my son's missing. I got to find him. So the fact is that he didn't like it, and I had to deal with it. I'd like to think that neither one of them had anything to do with my son's disappearance. But
Bobby England says, Justin, there have been 2 kids missing where I'm from. Neither one have been recovered, but both people that done it are in jail without a body. Bingo. And guess what? Elijah Vu. They don't have him. There's an update on that, which I'm going to be live either later tonight about Elijah Vu or tomorrow. Guess who's in jail? Both of them. Both of them. You know what? When you name people suspects, they get uncomfortable. They get uncomfortable. What do people do when they get uncomfortable? They screw up. The social pressure,
True.
right?
Especially when you're so concerned with the outside looking at you.
Same with Adam Montgomery. Yeah. Same with a lot of people. Different states, different departments, different way people work. But I mean, I'm just saying, if they don't find Sebastian, you could not pay me to live in Tennessee. I'm telling you, like, I love the state of Tennessee. Love it. I'll be there next week, actually. Not related to the case or anything, but I'll be there next week. But damn.
They could always come, help pass out flyers, help search. I've never told them that they can't. They have just chose not to.
Well, what pisses me off is that, they can't get off their dead asses to go search, but they go sit at the damn Cracker Barrel. And they say it's because, the public's so mean to them. Well, I mean, aren't there people at the Cracker Barrel?
Yeah. It's allegedly somebody's leaking my address and my phone numbers out to people. I still don't have anybody showing up at my house until yesterday. I had somebody actually walking the street taking pictures of where I live. I stood on my front porch smoking a cigarette and just stared at them. I mean, welcome to the Constitution. You have the right to sit there and take pictures of my house from public property.
Boy, that's the difference between Seth and Chris and Katie, isn't it? Welcome to the U.S. Constitution. I just sat there and smoked. None, that you're right. Chris and Katie. Oh, we're leaving our house because people are taking pictures. I'm going back to my job that's up in the air. Total difference.
Yeah, how about it?
Doesn't bother me at all. I don't hide anywhere. You'll find my truck's pretty noticeable.
I sent you a message in private chat with my email and phone number, by the way. Can you see that?
Yeah. See where it says one where I've got a message. Now I got two.
Now you got two. Look at that. You're popular.
More popular than I really ever wanted to be.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Have you been talking, I'm sure, regularly with law enforcement?
They're not going to give me any information. I got tired of giving them, because I was getting leads, and it was like I was giving them leads, but I believe that they're talking to Katie and Chris more than they're talking to me.
It seems to me
Probably because they're more interested.
because they have all the answers they need from you. There's a lot of...
Yeah, because you know what? They know where Seth was. He was on camera. At work. At work. Where were you, Chris? Were you on camera anywhere? Were you on camera anywhere?
Questions about when you saw the video of Sebastian at the restaurant, what was he wearing?
Yeah, I got in trouble. I wasn't supposed to tell anybody that.
Okay, well then don't say anything. That's okay.
Yep. Got a camera on him.
Don't want to get you in trouble.
Well, I already got in trouble.
Yeah, like not only does he have cameras around him, he probably has cameras on him. I mean, it doesn't get, because Chris's sister works at the police station. I've heard that. She needs to recuse herself, I would hope. She should absolutely recuse herself, in my opinion,
I mean, trouble is one of my middle names.
if she has anything to do
Okay.
with it.
Do you know? Do you know if they have searched the RV and their cars?
Great point. Veritas, great point. The FBI kept talking to Leilani, caught her lying 11 times. Yes, they kept talking to her and they charged her every single time she lied. That is true.
No idea. I know they haven't searched mine. I've literally told them they can search mine, you know.
Now, what is all of this panic talk about polygraphs? You're in law enforcement. You know polygraphs, they're not admissible in court.
Nope.
They can be fooled. I understand you took one recently.
Yeah, they're still grading mine.
Exactly, Bonnie.
Why all the different stories from Chris Proudfoot? I mean, you know him better than we do.
Good
Why
question.
one day has he taken one? The next day, TBI said he didn't need to take one. Then he says he took one and passed. Then he said Nancy Grace lied to him.
Oh, Virgo, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. If you received one of those memberships, please thank Sweet Virgo. That is so kind and generous of you, my friend. But you know, we do need to do an application process for that.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Get on the train. We're doing a U-turn and going to Tennessee.
My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
All right, we have 5 new members. You are approved. Welcome. You guys are now a pearl. Thank you so much. If you receive those memberships, make sure you thank our sweet Virgo here. It's very sweet of you. So loud. I know. We want to wake you up. Make sure you hear it. Make sure you hear it, right? So, all right, let's continue with this.
Question.
Thank you. Dan.
That would be, I mean, just so many stories that you can't believe anything that the gentleman says. You know, took a polygraph at the beginning was Katie. I took one because Miss Grace asked me to.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he's taking one or not. I don't understand.
That's, everyone's talking about Seth's polygraph. I mean, what about Chris's polygraph? He's the one, that said, TBI didn't say I needed one on national television, but then said, name the time and place, and then didn't take it. How about that? What about that? We know for a fact Seth took his. Chris, where you at? What you doing? How about that? And then you say, TBI wants to give me a polygraph now. They said not to take one with you, Nancy. And then he says, no, I didn't say that. I said, I'm going to take one for TBI, and then I'll probably take one for you. He just is saying that because he knows TBI is not going to say one way or another publicly that he took a lie detector test. Just like he lied before about saying that they both took one and they passed. Keep skirting from it. And I know that when Katie took hers, he hit the roof. He hit the roof that she took it. Which, to be honest with you, it's not going to change my mind either way. Chantel, oh my goodness, thank you so much, my dear, for gifting 5 memberships. That is so kind and generous of you. If you received a membership from Chantel, please give her a big, big thank you. We need an application process.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The
U
next
train.
stop is Fulton Street.
Stand
U-turn.
clear of the closing doors, please.
We're going to Hendersonville.
My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
You are approved, Pearls. We've got.
This is a Brooklyn-bound.
Oops. You are approved, Pearls. Thank you so much, Chantel, for gifting 5 memberships. We got 5 new pearls. Thanks to Chantel. Again, thank you so much. September Rain, 81. Thank you so much. In my opinion, Katie should be charged with reckless endangerment of a minor for hearing a loud, you're taking my commentary, thud, and not responding since Sebastian had medical issues. But we're going to get to that in just a moment. You are sharp, September. Exactly. And there's more. Michelle got approved. Yay. Exactly. And we're going to get to that in just a minute, I promise.
What? It's like, I'd rather have still been that private person that I was beforehand. I'd rather have never had to be on a podcast, never had to be asked an interview. I'd rather have been, my son live with me, me going to work, coming home, my son there. All this that's going on is just a lot of stress in my life that nobody really ever needs. But as I was told, better suck it up, Buttercup. So I did. I've never been one for interviews. So I just I enjoyed my private life, going to work, coming home, spending time with my son. And now I don't know if I'll ever get to spend time with him again.
How are you feeling physically? I know you said you had to go to physical therapy. Is that for your shoulder or just all the above?
Actually, it was for my neck. They said that my shoulder pain was being caused by my neck. So,
Christine Alaska wants to know how we can help.
best way to help is, besides keeping your head up and your eyes open, is passing out flyers. That's where tips and stuff come in because people might be seeing my son.
Next week, I will be in Tennessee. I won't be in Hendersonville, but I'll be in Tennessee, and I will be handing out flyers while I am there. We can all hand out some flyers, even if it's 1, 2, 10, 1,000 in your state, whether you're in Tennessee, Maine, Michigan, California, Washington. Just one can trigger someone because we travel, right? As Americans, we're all everywhere. That person that saw something between the hours of 12 and 6 a.m. may have not been, may have been in the area between those hours, may have not lived in Tennessee, but may have been visiting, may have been traveling through. And sees that flyer, says, oh, I was there. I was driving through. I saw that. You never know. And let me tell you something. Another way is just sharing a flyer, sharing a live, sharing something that has his face, because your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, anything is like a billboard for the world. That you share it, you ask 5 people. Will 5 people on my friends list share this? Can I get 10 people to share this? And ask them to do the same thing. Before you know it, millions of people can see it.
Let's light the chat up for Sebastian, please. Sebastian's Army. I see the godfather of the case has made it in. That is our friend Trevor. I'm sure you know Trevor, Seth.
Trevor Lee? Yeah, I know Trevor.
Trevor is amazing. Good guy. Seth said law enforcement or someone took Sebastian, missing person, off of the list. I don't know.
Any intuition, inkling, or anything where Sebastian could be?
I have my ideas. I just don't have the resources I need to track it. So pretty much just winging it.
Are you getting any advice from the people you work for?
I think
his sound cut out a little bit.
On Facebook about that's my grandson, and for her to turn around and disappear to Alaska with her husband Terry, that kind of Actions speak louder than words. I've always been a person that believe actions speak louder than words.
You got that right.
So
Because you have a child in your family that you can't find. You don't go to Alaska. He's not in Alaska. Just like Katie going down to Mississippi with Chris, and she's like, well, because he could be anywhere. Trevor's in the chat. I put the link up, Trevor, if you want to come up. Trevor said Seth's actions speak volumes. He wants his son found.
Wherever Seth is, not Seth, sorry, Sebastian. I just heard her say Seth. Wherever Sebastian is, I believe that he is hidden very well. Very well. You know, there allegedly someone said, Chris said that he wouldn't be found. We beg to differ. We beg to differ. Because there's an army behind Seth, behind Sebastian, and we're not going to stop. He is coming home. It does sound like Don Wells, doesn't it? It does sound like Don Wells.
yeah.
Do you know if you can tell us, you can tell us. If you can't, we're going to understand. If law enforcement's looking into any connections to them running to Mississippi or Chris's goofy family running up to Alaska.
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know who's leading the investigation anymore. I don't know.
Now, Chris has a ton of resources. He has a ton of resources, right? From his family. I have heard that allegedly mommy helped out a lot with their lifestyle.
Who's doing the investigations? I've looked on Sumner County website to see if my son was on there, and he's not even on there under their missing persons. So I don't know a lot of stuff anymore.
Well, hang on. Isn't he on the TBI website?
It is on the TBI website.
What?
Website to see if my son was on there.
Actions speak volumes. He wants his son in Alaska.
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know who's leading the investigation anymore. I don't know who's doing the investigations. I've looked on Sumner County website to see if my son was on there, and he's not even on there under their missing persons. So I don't know a lot of stuff anymore.
That's weird.
Well, hang on. Isn't he on the TBI website?
It is on the TBI website.
That's strange.
Was he on there in the before that?
I have no idea.
Because I've always gotten the official flyer. Never thought to look at Sumner. And I wonder if that has to do with the recent bringing up of recusing oneself from their job, conflict of interest.
Huh.
I
That
agree,
needs to,
Mohawk Mom.
that needs to change.
hmm
Like quick, you know what I mean?
I know he's on
Quick.
Nick Mick,
Trevor-
and he's on TBI,
Yeah.
FBI, but that's not right.
Said they haven't even listed him on
Oh.
their open cases. How do you feel about that?
What?
Who runs that part?
Clearly,
Sumner
someone
County
incompetent.
or TBI?
Sumner County.
Well, my opinion on this matter is that the first 48 hours is the most important.
Yes.
And they just marked it as a runaway listening to his mother. They didn't.
That is, and I'll be honest with you, that is one thing I was thinking about. You know, I mean, I get it that most of the time, whenever you get a call and they say, my kid's not here, it is normally not criminal. It's not criminal. I get that. But I believe that TBI or anybody needs to immediately start preserving stuff, right? In Summer Wells' case, they let Don and Candace spend the night there. They didn't process things till the next day. So there has to be like a two-prong
Oh,
approach.
can't forget they can't search the bins either, though. There,
They can't search the what?
the bins. Sorry,
Oh yeah,
I was about to sneeze.
absolutely crazy. Starflower, thank you so much, my dear. Welcome to the family. You're now a Pearl. Appreciate your support. Really does mean a lot to me. Thank you. Darcy, thank you again. We need to find out what Chris and Katie like to do for fun without Sebastian. I think places that are important to them and the family need to be searched. Very interesting. You are so Chris would probably, where would Chris like to be? I wonder. He's on his 5th wife. So where does he find his wives at? Who knows? You know, what would Chris like to do besides probably bitch and complain? I don't know. Interesting yeah, interesting though. They do like to drive motorcycles, so there's probably places that they like to go. Probably. Well, supposedly, you know, they were in a very stressful time in their marriage. You know, a lot was going on. They are distant from each other, working. Chris was, you know, out of town working. They were in a lot of financial trouble. There is Chris is in court with Nina, with his child, and there is Sebastian, which clearly Chris had been talking to Seth about him moving in with Seth. So a lot of things were going on.
And taking the fact that even though he's 15 physically, he's not 15 mentally. He has has autistic traits. And
Well, this is the thing. People Are there any living proof of Sebastian's dog? Where are they? And how Chris got scratched from the dogs? They are not with them. The dogs are with them. The dogs are with them. Yeah. So people in times of crisis, they always go to what they know, right? What is familiar to them. So, in my opinion, he is going to be in some place that, in my opinion, is familiar. If there is foul play. Husband was in construction, so many ways to have. Yeah. Yep.
He's been diagnosed with autism and then his chromosomal deletion. All of that, you know, mentally he's not 15, you know, maybe 10. And it took 3 days to get him as an Amber Alert. Their policies and procedures are not, they're not designed for a child that is on the spectrum. And they should immediately have put him on the Amber Alert.
So, someone was just talking. Someone just wrote Suzanne Morphew in there. Suzanne Morphew was found 45 minutes away from where she lived. 45 minutes away. Yes, they moved to a different camp space. Yes. Yep. I was the first to report on that. Miss Granny. So Suzanne was found 45 minutes away. Now, allegedly, Katie was out for 45 minutes. Out for 45 minutes. Now, did she meet Chris or someone? If she met someone, that would mean she would be 20 minutes, about 20 minutes each way, right? But that doesn't mean he's 20 minutes away if she met someone. I mean, he could be 20 minutes away, but he could be even farther than that. But I do think he is in the vicinity, maybe not where they are searching, maybe a little bit farther out. But he could be way far out. I mean, he could be in a different state for all we know at this point.
And they should have definitely have investigated differently when it comes to the investigation part. The search and rescue is one thing. They did a lot for that. But they should have turned around and dusted for fingerprints, looked for anything that might have been out of the normal, you know. And they didn't do that. They failed my son.
I agree, because like you said, the first 48 hours is the most important. So why take her word? Why on earth did they not just conduct a proper investigation right off the bat?
Well, good question. Maybe their deputy chief could answer that question. But you know,
What did you see what came out last night on your local news with Nick Barris, where he said he spoke with law enforcement and said it's an investigation, but the DA won't do anything because they have no physical evidence. How can that even be possible?
well, and they have no physical evidence because they didn't do forensics.
You got a point.
I mean, we're talking about they didn't tape off anything. They didn't come in. They didn't lumen all the house. They didn't dust his room for fingerprints that wouldn't have belonged there. They didn't do a fucking shit.
How can they have not done that? How can they have not done that? I mean, to be honest with you, in my opinion, that states that, I mean, I think they should have done it, obviously, but to me, that says we have an idea of who already did this, but you would still think they would want that for court later on, just in case. That way they can't go back and say, "Oh, well, you guys didn't test for anything in that house. So how do you know someone else, wasn't in that house?" I mean, they'll have other evidence, obviously, that states that the person's involved, but I'm just trying to think of what the defense is going to say. Chris and Katie said they did in an interview. Well, Chris and Katie also say that the dogs hit at the pond and there was footprints found. The dogs may have hit, but it wasn't Sebastian, and it wasn't Sebastian's footprints. So they say a lot of things, and then they lie about things, like the polygraph.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
When it
It's
came
been
to the
6 weeks.
investigation,
I hope.
they asked questions. Well, asking questions is fine if you're looking for a missing persons, but you don't know if, you know, that press conference was just wow.
I was a little disgusted by the press conference. Well, a lot
Yes,
disgusted.
DNA. Yes.
And I'm sure it was kind of quite the punch in the gut to you.
Oh yeah, because they said they don't have anything, and then they want to sit there and tell me that, get mad because I ask questions, and then tell me that they only want legitimate leads when I'm sending them everything, and I'm on legitimate leads. You guys don't have any leads. That's what you're telling me. It's what you're telling everybody else. I heard that telephone call with Chris on it. I wrote.
Yeah, you can't DNA if you use luminol on everything. The luminol will affect the DNA, so you can't like luminol everything, but they need to be doing something.
Rode around with them. They showed me this, they showed me that. Well, isn't that nice that you're not even a biological parent, and yet they turned around and showed you everything? Huh. Kind of makes me wonder how much somebody got paid.
Same here, because he's the last one that should be riding around with them. It should be you.
So, Joe Neal says, "Stop blaming TBI folks. They know exactly who did what to Sebastian." Well, they say they don't. They say they don't. They say they don't know nothing. And so there's that. And also, I don't know about you, but if my child went missing, I would want them to definitely be doing forensics in the house, just in case. Even if they don't find anything for court later, right? You also have to think ahead for court later, right? The defense is going to say, Oh, well, y'all didn't even test anything in the house. How are we to know no one came in that house? Lisa Murphy, thank you so much. Katrina out for 45. Police got there fast, according to them. Took Seth 45 to get there. And when he did get there, Chris' mom was already there. Weird. It is. It is. So I would be just as frustrated, probably more so even than Seth. Or I would probably be not as nice as Seth is, to be quite honest with you. I think he's been very graceful.
You know, most of the time when you're doing a search and rescue for a child that's autistic, you'll have at least one of the parents, the biological parents, going with law enforcement because they could possibly scare the child and they need to hear a voice that is familiar to them. And yet, Katie didn't leave the house.
V, I doubt it. I doubt it if she had air tags, considering she said, she installs security systems and cameras as a living, and she states that she does not have security cameras and a security system in her home. So the air tag, probably not, right? Probably not.
They never once took me to go look for him.
But he didn't have his shoes anyway.
It was very upsetting
unfortunately.
to all of us that instead of calling 911, she called Chris, who was supposedly 3.5 hours away and some change. Minutes count when you're looking for anything, but most importantly, a child. And she doesn't even leave the house. Why was she not knocking on doors? Why didn't she call you? You would have been out there in a heartbeat to find him.
Regarding the update from yesterday, when he mentioned that they found glasses, he said they are still looking into it. However, I heard the glasses were not Sebastian's glasses, which is it. They're not Sebastian's glasses. They're not. Not Sebastian's.
They did call my phone. They sent, Chris called my phone and sent me a text message. Both of them knew I was at work. Why didn't they call Davidson County and ask to speak to my captain? My captain, they would have literally pulled me out of work immediately and I'd have been there. Instead of me being there, after I got off work. Doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. My son's not a runner anyways, and I tried to tell him that. But they don't want to listen to me. The state of Tennessee I have no faith in Sumner County. And the fact that they wanted me to actually come work for them, I ain't putting an application. I can't work for a department or an office that cannot. They still have my son's electronics.
She said his electronic was in the kitchen, which thank you, September Rain. Sent you an email about an unalive person found along an ATV trail. Yes, September Rain. I was live last night on my third channel and I was talking about that actually. It's about 4 hours from Hendersonville, like 3 hours and 58 minutes. Has not been identified yet, but it's possible, but I don't think it's very probable. But the interesting thing is it's on the corner of Virginia where Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee meet. It is literally on the border there. So I found that very interesting. Brandy, thank you so much, my friend. Welcome to the family. Appreciate you. Now, a Pearl, we really do appreciate your membership here. Thank you. Really means a lot, truly. Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair, absolutely. I was thinking about that. I can see, you know, taking the phone away, especially if it, kept them up or whatever. So that's fair, in my opinion.
No. Why? Why do you still have his electronics? Give them back to me. You know, why is it that I have researched and found more information that I'm pretty sure that they haven't? They haven't looked at it at all. They don't have anything. From my understanding, besides having family that works there, you know, they
Has
have.
has the FBI been any help?
I've spoken with them, but it takes 60 days from the start of the case before you can request the FBI to come in, unless the company or the organization that is doing the initial investigation asks for them to step in.
Now, you see, I don't necessarily agree with that. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, he's a police force, but on a missing child's case, usually the FBI is generally automatically called in, especially if it could be a non-familiar abduction. That's why they have the card team, the rapid. Oh, BB, I need to make you a mod, honey. I didn't know you were a mod here. What about you, Guidance? Can you talk?
They tend to, unfortunately, in a lot of teenager cases, once they reach a certain age, it's just claimed as a runaway. But it's just, they didn't do the appropriate scoping. That's the problem that I have when it comes to the detectives getting there and seeing the situation, seeing his medical history, seeing who the kid is and what he does. You would assume that they would automatically put it in for an Amber Alert just because of his medical needs
Mm-hmm.
in there.
Hmm. Here we go. Okay.
And I personally believe that after 30 days, Sumner County not doing what they should have done at all, ever,
Yeah, there was an Amber
they
Alert.
should
That's what I
have
don't
released it
understand.
to TBI and asked them to come in.
It was more of how they
Given
handled
TBI,
the house when he went missing.
Yeah,
They didn't
I mean,
suspect.
yeah, yes. Yeah, I was thinking they probably thought it was just a runaway the first 24. They treated it as a runaway the
So
first
there's no need
24 to
for
48 hours, and their rapid
right.
card team would not join. Now,
Exactly.
like,
So no need for forensics or card team if they just throw the cards up for a runaway. And when you look at the scenario in his medical and his structure and
but
his
there was an
schedule,
Amber Alert. That's the thing.
yeah,
So there should have been.
but they
You would
didn't.
think. That's very confusing.
I think they're backtracking a lot right now, trying to grab what they didn't in the first place.
Yeah, Chantel. I don't see how they. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't see how they couldn't be. I don't see how they couldn't be. At least, Katie. I mean, Ray Charles could see that, in my opinion. You know what I mean? nothing makes sense at all. Even before he went missing, the story doesn't make sense. You're a thud. Bubba, did you fall out of bed? No,
Exactly,
ma'am.
Ramona.
What Ramona
His
say?
medical condition, he qualified an Amber Alert. They only did Endangered Child Alert out.
Oh. Red Lily, as far as Chris has not taken a polygraph, well, he's not talking now since I guess he was supposed to have a polygraph. Everything's zip. Everyone's talking about Seth right now. He was at work and he still took a polygraph. What about you, Chris?
Guy 30 days to fuck everything up, and then ask the FBI to come in and actually do their job.
I mean, the FBI card unit at the least, because they have ways of knowing if he was abducted or not. That seems to be what Katie is leaning towards.
Yeah, she's leaning towards that now. 30 days later, maybe somebody took him. Well, they've had plenty of time to clean their house, haven't they? Plenty of time to destroy evidence that.
Oh yeah, they done moved a bed, a mattress, or something in the garage. They say they've not taken anything out though. But, cleaned up the house, loaded up the camper, and moved on. But I really feel, guidance, really feel, why would they want to be 3.5 hours away, staying for a considerable amount of time, and not be at their own home that they make the payment to? Why? There's something in that home or around that home that they are not comfortable with. Does
Good
it bring
point.
back memories of what happened that night? Is he around in that area? But there's some reason that they want to be 3.5 hours away. Extradition, yes, some people say that as well. But
And
you see, this would be federal at this point. So I don't think extradition is going to be really much of a hiccup.
now that makes me question, what resources does Seth not have access to then, if he has ideas?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I know he's got like 4 PIs from what I understand.
Hopefully they're not from Mississippi.
Hmm. The marshals, they are the absolute best at finding. The absolute
Oh,
best. There's
they really are.
nobody like the marshals. There is nobody like the marshals. And you never hear about the marshals. I never hear about the marshals about looking for children.
They go pretty undercover when they assist with other agencies. I
There
do
is
know that.
there is nobody like the marshals. They will find anything. So that would be freaking phenomenal if they were on it. Um,
I used to be obsessed with watching their shows, following them around. And one show covered down here in my town.
Oh yeah, Justin, I couldn't agree with you more. They are staying away from that house for a reason. Mm-hmm. They are. They
And
are.
see, that's why I have a plan on the flyers, and I'm gonna try to be meticulous on this because I saw Trev Time put that um, asking everybody to meet the goal of the flyers, and I'm like, that is amazing because I was already thinking of something like that, but his is more detailed. But I think there's specific hot spots that need to be thrown out
Mm-hmm.
there.
Justin, there are now 3 white vans at the home. My theory is that they came back in one of those white vans and left the truck and the RV at the RV park. There is supposed to be a protest there this weekend. Someone would have had to pick them up in the van. Whose vans are those? Does anyone got license numbers?
They
And is there
look
really
like
3? Is there 3 now?
I don't know. The last time I saw the second one, it looks just like her work truck van.
Is there really going to be protests there?
Yeah, rebuke Chris, just like the repay
Oh,
Chris. Now it's a
yeah.
rebuke Chris at the campsite instead.
I will not be a part of that. I'm not doing any protests.
Was there. So she had plenty of time to actually clean up any evidence before, we found out he was missing. Because we don't even know when he went missing.
No. Mm-mm. Do we even know where Chris Proudfoot truly was? Do we even know if Katie was at home?
We don't. We don't really know anything.
Oh crap! I just
And they
literally exited out of that on accident. Yeah, Canadian Cookie, why hide if why not volunteer? It's been, why not volunteer, but why not do something proactive for your kid? Why not? Because they're not doing anything. It's been 6 weeks. I mean, how can you not be proactive in finding your child? I don't understand it. Sorry, let me pop this back up. You have any comments? Any comments?
No,
No.
it's a hit or miss depending on the antics in this house.
Yeah. Um, oh, where the hell was it? Sorry, guys. I apologize. So the we're going to talk about why not charge Chris and Katie with something if law enforcement knows that they hold any guilt or any anything to do with Sebastian missing. And that is what they did with Lori Vallow. She wouldn't produce her kids. She wouldn't say nothing. She wouldn't say that they were missing. She wouldn't say anything. Now, what I think
We know approximately what time that they arrived back to the house.
they could do is, for instance, if they know that Sebastian was taken out of that house from Katie, and they know that, you were the last one with him, you left out of the house or he was taken out of the house. We see you going down the highway with him at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Whatever evidence that they have. Why can't they say you had him at this time? Now you produce him or tell us what happened to him, or we are going to charge you with, neglect or something, whatever they can charge him with. Where's the evidence? Well, I don't know. That's what I'm asking. If the police have some sort of evidence. Now they say they have nothing. I don't believe that they have nothing. I mean, I'll be damned if they have nothing. If they have nothing, it's screwed. Child endangerment, yeah. CPS coming out from the beginning. I mean, yeah, just like someone said earlier, she said, heard a thud. Stalking, harassing, and protesting does nothing. It's a distraction, takes focus off Sebastian. I mean, I don't think anybody should be stalking or harassing. I've protested in the past. It's not my finest moments. I'll be honest with you about that. I wouldn't probably do it again, but I will say that it is a constitutional right. And as an American, I may not agree with someone on what they are protesting about or even how they are protesting about it, but that is a constitutional right that is afforded to you and me as Americans, and that's what protesting is about, is other people not agreeing with you and you're still being able to do it. So again, whether I support the protest or not, it's not up to me whether I support the protest, whether guidance support the protest, whether another creator supports the protest. You may think it's distasteful, I might think it's distasteful, but it's an American, it's an American right that is afforded to us all. Again, so I'll just say that. But yeah, I mean, I never got aggressive or anything. Do we know if the bed in the garage was set up or not? Lip lock, it was a used bed from what I understand, which I don't see Chris. Why get a used bed in your garage? He says garage for like 2 days after your stepson goes missing. You can be yes, well, you can be arrested without evidence, you just can't be charged. I mean, yes, but I think there could be, it's just similar to the Lori Vallow case.
I found something interesting.
producing.
Is it okay if I can show it
Sure.
real quick?
Yes.
Deception Detective showed this on Twitter,
Lori,
and
thank you
I
so much,
found
my
it
friend.
to
Appreciate
be
you.
pretty interesting, and it caught my attention, y'all.
Can you read it? It's kind of small. Thank you, Lori. Welcome.
You'll
Now,
just
Pearl.
hear. He goes, the odds of a teen running away versus filicide are 3,000 to 1. Determining where autistic teen might go or might befall them when they're away from home is more complex. Indeed, runaways sometimes turn up in the most unexpected places. And then he sends this.
Was found in his basement while he was on live television.
We're getting
Yes.
reports that your son has been found in your basement.
I'll never forget this.
Sir? Mr. Bothell, are you
What?
Yeah, we are getting reports that your son has been found alive in your basement.
What?
Yes, that's what, if you could hand me that wire very quickly. Yeah, we're getting that right now from yeah, how could your son be alive in your basement?
I have no idea.
I agree.
Now, this is just a report that we are hearing out of Detroit that we're trying to confirm. The boy has been found alive in Daddy's basement.
Can you read that? What this deception detective said again?
Yeah, Carol. The odds of a teen running away versus filicide are 3,000 to 1. Determining where an autistic teen might go or what might befall them when they're away from home is more complex. Indeed, runaways sometimes turn up in the most unexpected places. And he gave this as the reference.
Yeah. Yep. Now, filicide, which is a parent unaliving their child it's generally because they're wanting to make their husband, ex-husband, spouse pay a price. They want them to suffer. They want to get back at him. So it is extremely, extremely, extremely rare for a stranger abduction. Lip lock, clutch them pearls. Does the interior door going to the garage into the house lock? Yes. Yes. It sure does. Lori, thank you so much for becoming a member, my friend. You're now a Pearl. Appreciate you so much. And Doodle Mom, thank you so much. You're now a Pearl, my friend. Thank you. Really do appreciate you. Thank you both so much. Okay.
But, that would be looking at the video cameras. Chris and Katie have had plenty of access to those from all their neighbors. It took them 5 weeks to show me proof of life after I had spoken to him on Thursday.
Katie Proudfoot parents, or I don't think she's very close with them. I think Katie tried to get away. The way I see it, the way I understand it, is she just tried to get away from them as much as possible at a younger age, because there's a lot of them in crime. Real rough people, for sure.
5 weeks.
Do you know if EquiSearch has plans to come back anytime soon?
I have no idea. And I'm not really particularly fond of David Radar's comments. He hasn't been out handing flyers out.
I personally love EquiSearch. I think they do an incredible job. And just because you don't see EquiSearch necessarily doesn't mean they're not doing anything. They searched, I think, 43 ponds in 2 days. they work their tails off. Equisearch does. So, you know, I think Chris may just not have seen them. 43, yeah. Candy Lee, thank you so much. Chris is friends with many of the PD in that town. Yes, law enforcement did search Seth's house.
I missed it.
doesn't
What did he
fall
say? I missed it.
Yeah, I think that's it, Ramona. He's just
You what, ma'am?
feels like he's been let down by.
I said I missed it. What did he say? Because he's no Tim Miller. I'll say that for sure.
He had turned around and stated that he thinks it's ridiculous that somebody would threaten somebody who's looking for a 15-year-old kid. But my volunteers to hand out flyers have been followed. I've passed on license plate numbers to both Sumner County and TBI.
I think Seth took that wrong, in my opinion. I think what Equisearch was saying is that it's terrible that someone would be following someone around, searching, like threatening them. I think that's what he meant by that.
Tim Miller. I'll say that for sure.
He had turned around and stated that he thinks it's ridiculous that somebody would threaten somebody who's looking for a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah, that Equisearch thinks it's ridiculous that someone would threaten someone looking for a kid. Not ridiculous that Seth said that or anything, that it's ridiculous that someone would threaten another person looking for a child. You get what I'm saying? Guidance.
Yes,
Uh
I agree.
okay, let's see here, Kennedy. Elf, thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you, my love. Good to see you. So I think, he's tired, he's exhausted. He's just, I think he
He
feels,
sounds worn out.
My volunteers to hand out flyers.
I'm sure that there's better times in this, when he's feeling better, and I'm sure there's some really low lows that he is experiencing, and then there's times when he feels better, and it's like a roller coaster, right? And I think this is just one of the moments where he's just tired, exhausted, feels let down. It's been 6 weeks. The TBI has said they know absolutely zilch to the public, at least. I don't believe that. And to be honest with you, I think it's even frustrating for the TBI as well. I mean, they have a lot of pressure on them right now, but I think they should have, done some searching in the house as well. So, oh, Shelly, thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you. That's so generous of you. Thank you, my love. Appreciate your support. It really does mean a lot. Truly. Thank you so much, Shelly.
Have been followed. I've passed on license plate numbers to both Sumner County and TBI.
Well,
In the press conference, they were like, "Oh, nobody's being threatened or, followed or anything like that." And then, yeah, David Radar wants to open his mouth. You were there with TBI agents, buddy. I've got civilians out here handing out flyers. I don't see you coming to hand out flyers.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. I appreciate.
I mean, even as creators, sometimes we read things sometimes the wrong way, or it's typed the wrong way, or we don't understand. I mean, I've read things the wrong way, and I'm like, what the H? Why are you saying it like that? You know? So, yeah, bless his heart. Just feel really bad for him.
Appreciate the fact that they have drones and they can sit there and attempt to find my son. But why?
I mean, I'll say this. If there was any search group on this planet that I would want searching, is EquiSearch. Period. They are the most professional.
They set the
They
par.
they really do, and they have things that most police agencies don't even have, right? And they do it for free. It's because of, donations. So,
What happened with this? They searched for 2 days last week. What's that? I mean, you searched for 2 days after what? After over a month of what? Not searching? I've gotten information from
yeah, and Monica, you're absolutely right. Tim Miller has lost a child. He has empathy for what you're going through. I think Tim, he still to this day, he will cry with the ones who have their child is lost. He has such a soft heart, and there is nobody that can understand someone like someone that has been through the same thing or similar.
You even heard the passion in his voice when he talked about finding Audrey.
I was thinking about that. That stuck with me.
Same.
When he was talking to Nancy Grace, that conversation will always stick with me. Yeah. Dan, thank you so much. What if Seth, Chris, Katie are playing the blame game to throw investigators off? They all conspire to disappear Sebastian. Um, I don't. I mean, respectfully, I disagree. Um, I don't think Seth would. I don't. I mean, look at this man. He's broken. He's broke.
You can hear it in his tone.
Well, not only mentally and
Emotionally.
emotionally and spiritually, he's physically broken
Yep.
right
And
now.
that's why I don't understand people attacking him, because he's been the hardest boots on the ground for Sebastian.
Yeah.
I don't think as many people would have showed up to search if it wasn't for Seth too.
Yeah.
He had a big part in it.
Absolutely. And I just don't think he would be out there doing what he's doing, climbing highs and lows and everything. I think he would be probably sitting in his house like Chris and Katie are, doing nothing. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it. But you're absolutely, thank you for your opinion and your donation. I appreciate that. You know, it's we it's okay to ask the questions, right? It's absolutely okay to ask the questions. Like Seth said, we just haven't asked the right question yet. And a lot of people took that as we haven't asked him the right question yet. And he clarified that, and he said, no, we haven't asked the right question to find Sebastian yet. So we're going to finish this, and then we'll take some calls as well.
for people, that doesn't make sense. Rockland Park, for example, you know, I get some cadaver dogs, and then bam, automatically they find a dead body. But TBI was there the day before searching. Well, did you not have any type of dog to go with you? No sniffers, no live dogs, no cadaver dogs. You know what? You just showed up and walked the. What kind of searching did you do? Doesn't make sense.
And what kind of a half-ass search is 2 days?
Good question.
2 whole days? What, to get donations and everything? That's crazy.
Well, I don't think they did any donations. I mean, it was Sumner County, TBI, and the FBI. They showed up to help search. Did they have a possible lead for where they were searching? I don't know.
Well, according to what came out on your local news last night with Nick Barris, and he spoke with the district attorney in Sumner County, he said when they are told by TBI where to search, they go right out there. Do you see them out quite frequently searching?
Don't know where they're going to search.
Now, see, I cannot get a straight answer out of this. Did they find a body there? Did they not find a body there? Was there a body there previously? There was not a body in Rockland Park. See, that's the thing. It's like,
See, what I heard was it was somebody that was homeless that passed away in that area that the
Yeah.
dog hit on decomp, which could still be decomp there, technically,
oh, absolutely. I mean, they can find decomp 20 years later, some cases.
even longer. And
mhm.
because I was looking into that, and that's what they said is where that's the story that they gave. But I don't understand why there'd be fresh soil tossed up in that area.
Mhm. No, it wasn't shoestring they found there. It wasn't shoestring. He
I
was
still
found in a
get
river.
chills thinking about that,
That's
watching it.
because I don't get that
Mhm.
information. So
I mean, do the Bower Sox and Proudfoots have that kind of pull in that community?
I guess they do.
I mean, they have Chris's family, they have a lot of resources. They have a lot of resources, and I don't know, man.
Doesn't sit
I
right.
guess they do.
Well, have you thought about possibly getting an attorney to help you like navigate with law enforcement and get things in the works so that way when Sebastian comes home, he comes straight to you?
Thought about it. More along the lines of private investigators and things like that. I mean, I've already spoken with CPS, and I don't want him going back to their residence at all.
I don't think he would be.
He doesn't deserve to be treated like that. Nobody does.
You have found a lot of stuff out about his treatment just through listening to podcasts. I can't even imagine how that felt.
listening to them make fun of the way he dances and the way he looks. I
So
mean,
sad, man. God, that's sad.
seeing the reflection of the sneers
Picture.
in their facial expressions when they even talk about him.
It's in the
The fact that
description,
they can't
Heavenly.
even say his name.
I know it's a lot to take on, but and I'm no attorney, so you would have to get this advice from an attorney. If you filed for, full custody of him right now, I don't know how that would go down considering the situation. Then law enforcement would have to deal with you and not them.
I'd have to find an attorney. I haven't actually been looking for one, so I guess I can turn around and look for an attorney. Something else to do too.
Well, you have a lot of love in this chat for sure.
I appreciate it.
I mean, I wish they would just lay the hammer down and say, you have until noon, which it's 11:49 here. I'm Central Time. I'm in Oklahoma. So you have until noon. I'll just throw out a number to produce Sebastian.
And I've never known people to react kindly to threats. I know I don't.
Well, I mean, if it's law enforcement saying, you're going to go to jail unless you produce your son.
I don't know if they can do that.
They can.
I mean,
I'm just throwing things out there, but I mean, I think an attorney would help you immensely. Getting custody of Sebastian would help you immensely. And then you can deal with law enforcement more than, them putting you on the side burner. Uh-oh, we lost Seth. Hang on.
Vixen, that's good old boy system right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He doesn't come back after that. So there is that. So we're going to take some calls here in just a moment. Thank you so much, Shannon. Good to see you, my love. I stand with Seth and Sebastian. Thank you so much. I agree. Thank you so much for your support, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to see you, Kat. Thank you so much. The thing I love most about Seth is that he acknowledges and takes accountability for his mistakes. So well said, Kat. So well said. Chris and Katie think their shat don't stank. I agree. It's always blaming with Chris and Katie, in my opinion, as well. Vixen too. Thank you so much, my friend. I love sloths. Oh, she's got a sloth picture. I'm obsessed with sloth videos. I'm obsessed. And monkeys. Have lived in Tennessee, small counties for 6+ decades. The amount of influence that you have depends on the amount of dollars that you give local politicians, sheriffs. Just my opinion. Things work different in small towns and small communities, especially in the South, shall we say, right? I agree. I agree. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for your support. Okay, so we are going to add the lines. Now, listen, I just tried to fix the microphone. I'm probably sure that I didn't. I'm going to put the phone up here in a minute. So the first phone call may not work. I just want, because I'm trying to make it go through my system, but I am pretty much a dummy when it comes to this. So there's that. Shot. I'm trying to TV1. Let me see. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. Let me see what this does. God, I hope this works. All right, callers, let's get it rolling here. There you go. You can call into 307-228-4906. Lines are standing by. I apologize in advance if I hang up on the first caller. Okay, because it might not work. I might have to go through my other thing. Give it a shot. People ask you the craziest, and you have to. Yeah. You are welcome, my dear. You're welcome.
Their comment above was he's talking to Brooks. I feel so bad for Seth. My heart bleeds. We lost our son, and my grandson is autistic. Send love and prayers, and it's okay to not be okay no matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes we're not, we all go through stuff in life, right?
I hear a ring, but not
1
through
second.
here.
I need to cut this off. Can you hear me, caller? Can y'all hear the caller? Son of a brick. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can fix this. 1 second. I'm going to try to fix it. I can't promise you. You might have to call back. But 1 second. Can y'all hear can you talk again, caller? Do you hear her? Son of a
No.
brick. 1 second. Let's try this again. All right, talk again, caller. Can you hear me, caller? Okay, can you hear me, caller? Can y'all hear her?
No.
1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right. Talk again, caller. Can y'all hear her?
No.
I'm testing something, so sorry, guys. Talk again, caller. Can you hear her?
No.
I feel like Verizon. Can you hear her again?
Jake from State Farm.
Let me see here.
I forgot about that Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I don't understand this. Why do I have to be such a dumbass sometimes with this stuff? I don't get it. All right. Try to talk again, caller.
Yes.
You hear her?
Yes, but there's an echo.
Okay, hold on 1 second. There's an echo. Son of a bitch. Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, try that. Talk again. Is there an echo? Is there an
Is she
echo?
talking?
Yes.
No. There was
You
an
don't-
echo from me, but we heard her, so I'll just mute out.
Okay. All right. Can you hear? Go ahead. Talk, caller. Well, talk. Okay. I can't get it. All right. Call me back, dear. Call me back. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. I tried to fix it while we were on here, but it's not going to work. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Sorry. All right. I probably fucked up every setting that there is here.
I
Okay.
understand that fun. That's some fun stuff.
Don't fix what's not broke. It used to work perfectly through my system, and now it
You need
doesn't
one
work.
of those like selfie stick holders like this for the selfie rings that you can just hold right up to the mic, you know?
Thank you for calling, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Me again.
Hello. Thank you for calling. Thank you for putting up with me.
It's all good.
What's up?
Hey, I just want to know, has anybody thought of checking the manholes in the streets?
They like the what are they called? Like the drain holes and stuff?
Yeah, they're called manholes.
Yeah, they searched every single one of them in the area.
Now, the other night, a guy called in on Trev Time or T-Rev or whatever he is,
Mm-hmm.
and said he has a video of Katie's car or Chris's mom's car parked over there across from his house at 5:30 a.m. the day they called in Sebastian missing.
Say that again.
A guy called in to Trevor's line,
right,
and said he has a video of it's either Katie's car or Chris's mom's car parked across from his house at 5:30 a.m.
And this was whose house?
The night he disappeared on the other side near the main road, I believe. I saw somebody post it.
On the other side of the main road?
The other side of their road, so the main road.
What was that, caller?
It was down by the school.
Oh, down by the school.
Yeah, he said he was going to email the video to Trevor.
Mm. Yeah, T-Rev. Yeah, T-Rev. Mm-hmm.
And I have not got back on T-Rev's. I haven't got back over there to see if he had received that video or not.
Okay.
That was a couple days ago.
I hope it's absolutely real. I hope he's first of all called TBI. That's the main thing, is you call, if you have information, don't call, it's okay to call. I mean, I guess it's okay to call us after you call TBI, but talk to them first, right?
Right. T Salsa 333. T-Rep claims to have the videos.
Right.
What she's saying?
Awesome. Yeah. That way.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for letting us know. We'll keep on top of that and see if anything comes about.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Everybody have a great weekend.
Thank you, dear. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that is real, and call 1-800-TBI-FIND. I've called TBI. They are 100. I'll give them this. They're 100% professional. What are your views on experts thinking adults innocent? Which experts, Mike? Because everyone that I've seen, I think has been like.
A lot of them think Katie saw him leave.
Thank you, Chris.
A couple people have said they've sent you text.
Hi, have they proven by phone records that the 3-hour phone call is normal between C and P? I don't know. We're never going to find out that information unless it's in court. Otherwise, we're never going to find that out. We're just never. They're not going to tell us that. That would be part of the investigation. But you know, that would be something that I would want to know. It would be interesting to know, because if they've never talked 3 hours in the past, you know, 6 months, a year, or never, or this is not a pattern like they say that they normally talk 3 hours, then that's going to raise alarm bells from hell. Mods, please drop guidance channel. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, did you want to? Are you? Never mind.
What? I think this foul play Katie did something to Sebastian was so bad that Chris's mom helped. Chris and Katie left the house because they couldn't bear on what they did. Okay. Hey, Justin, it's Jude. Why is the garage code different from the door code? Sometimes they're kind of pre-programmed, and a lot of times just people don't change them. So that's the only thing I could think. But you know, they really didn't say why. Thank you, Elf. Justin, do you think TBI has been better in the case than Summers? No, not that no, I don't. In my opinion, I don't. I mean, were they giving daily updates in the beginning of this case?
Almost. I have their alert status up there. Let me take a look.
Not a question, just please reiterate to Seth that we stand with him and will not give up until Sebastian is found. Amen. Thank you for texting that. Hi, Justin. My question is, if Chris's family have all the money, why is there no reward? It seems very strange. That's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, they do have all the coins, right? So you would think that they would offer a big reward. That's a great question. Great question.
Look at Elijah, even Crime Stoppers added to it and FBI added to it.
Someone says, I think your channel and other channels should start searching out for an attorney for Seth pro bono. There's got to be an attorney out there that would be an attorney for Seth pro bono on what was suggested earlier about getting full custody. Thank you. I'm sure if he formally states that he's looking for an attorney, I guarantee you there's attorneys that watch this every day and will help him, I'm sure. Guys, y'all are welcome to call in as well. Okay, Tennessee Shine, you can call in if you would like, my dear. Did you see the video Naked Diver put out this morning? Go watch it. Narked. Narked. Diver.
I want to say naked too, and then when I hear
no,
narked,
no, they wrote naked and it was a typo. Justin, Chris's sister works for law enforcement. Okay. Yeah. We did talk about the underwater recovery yesterday, about what I saw chat or in a group. Chris and Katie think house is bugged and can't speak freely there. Paranoia? Question mark.
That's a good point.
Let me tell you something. I bet you a gnat can't sneeze anywhere in the vicinity. Guarantee it. Even in the camper. Guarantee it. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. I think I had it on Do Not Disturb. Y'all can call in. I was getting your text, but I wasn't getting it. I was trying to fix something. I apologize. It won't let us call. I hear he's hiring a PI. I'm all in. Thank you for calling, caller.
Hey, hold on. Let me turn down my TV. This is Tennessee Sun. I'm sorry, I got a cold. I've had one for months.
It's okay.
Okay, I got a theory. Okay, you know how the garbage truck, which we don't even know if none of that's true, but the time frame fits perfect. And what I think they need to investigate is the garbage truck drivers. Because, we've seen it with FedEx, we've seen it with other, different kind of people that will kidnap kids and take them in things. And it would make perfect sense because that's the perfect time and all that. And if that really is the trucks, and that's why the cops are saying at this time, where are you getting this information? That's what's leading me to think maybe they're going to start investigating maybe the garbage truck, because why all of a sudden he's going to call and say, well, there was 106 pounds, and send them on a wild goose chase up there into Kentucky to go through a landfill. And I think they might need to do a little checking into, because down here is, where we live, there's only one driver, and 90% of the time it's male. And because where they got the arms now with that slip through and pick it up, there's only one person in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
You only have one driver that's in the vehicle.
Yeah, from what I understand, that the drivers were interviewed, vetted, if you will, and you would still have some sort of evidence of him walking out the house. I mean, if there is evidence of him walking out of the house during the trash at night, or of someone walking out, taking the trash out, even if it's not Sebastian, then you would have some sort of evidence of him walking out at some period.
How do we know? They made the flashlight things. If that's why the cops are saying, where did you get this information? And all that. How do we know that's not what that's about?
I'm
I
not
don't think
positive.
I don't think it's a garbage truck per se.
flashlight.
I just don't think it was meant for public view.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be for public view, that video, to begin
Right.
with. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And he said it ain't pertaining to this as of right now.
Yeah.
So,
But there's
if
no.
it really is the garbage truck drivers, I mean, we don't know where they back up and go to, and where we don't know where they pull up to get the garbage at. We don't know if it's just straight off the side of the road, or if they back into the driveway, or if they back down there and pick up their little army thing and dump it, or
you would
because
still
they're the only ones that send it on a wild goose chase.
Oh, I don't think they sent anyone on a wild goose chase personally, but I mean,
Not a goose chase, but I mean,
Okay.
send them somewhere else to a different
Right.
Like smoke and mirrors.
place.
Yeah, I think there would have been some sort of scent evidence of Sebastian going out. There would have definitely been some physical evidence while they searched the area in the landfill for that. There would have definitely been physical evidence
Well,
in the
I don't
garbage
think he
truck.
would leave him. I don't think he would. I don't think he would leave him in the landfill. No way, because that would be a dead giveaway. I mean, I'm not saying he done it by no means, because I don't know. I mean, none of us know where he's at and who's done what, but
Mhm.
I
Well,
was just
if
think
you
what through my head, like, because
Mhm,
we've seen FedEx, UPS, and
mhm.
all them other ones do shady kind of crap that you would never believe that you would think of.
Yeah,
And
well,
I just know, like,
why would he go
our
outside barefooted
people,
though? Why would he go outside barefooted in the
that's what
middle?
makes me, that's what makes, that's what makes me think that maybe he's like, oh, I forgot to put something in the garbage, you know, or I forgot to
No,
do
not
this
after
and
midnight.
run out and done it.
Not after midnight. He would be
No, I mean, right, I mean, in like at the garbage when they come to pick it up.
well, he would have been asleep when the garbage, it was 5 a.m. He was waking up at 6 a.m.,
Yeah, that's what
7.
I mean. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean, he could have got up or something, heard them. You know how they
right.
go beep, 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 and do
Okay.
all. I mean, they're louder than a
Okay.
freight train, I know, because I live
Mm.
on a desolate side road, and it's, I mean, if the garbage truck comes down here, we're
Next
definitely
caller can
hearing
call
it.
in. I'll
It's
hang up on.
no,
You're
it's
welcome
when
to
they
show my
treat
video if you
the
want.
Tennessee, like with the
Yeah.
garbage thing. It's one
Common
driver
area.
that
Right.
they go in,
Right.
just pick up with that arm
Sure.
and sling it in there.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for
But
calling, my
it's
dear.
just something to
Appreciate
think
your
of.
opinion. Thank you.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. You have a video?
Yeah, I actually posted that video I showed you earlier. I actually put a video on my channel for once.
Oh, gotcha.
The layover one.
Oh, we'll go to guidance channel for that.
No, you can show it.
No, I want you to. Oh, I need to turn my callers back on. Shit, see, I forget. Y'all can call back in.
I just want feedback and
Yes, thank you.
I love I see you.
Chloe.
She seems to always
One. To send a voicemail.
Clutch your pearls.
Hey, it's Chloe.
Hello, Chloe. How are you, dear?
Hey, I'm good. I'm so happy to get through. I've been trying to get through forever.
Thank
So we were in Justin for All chat over here, and I don't think you were seeing some of the comments, but Angela Hurst had a question about, and it was something that I've thought about quite a bit, and a few of us. Why would Sebastian have the front door code but not the garage code? Doesn't that seem off?
I mean, you would think he would know.
Wouldn't you think your children would have every which way to get into your house just in case ever?
I mean, yes. Yes. I would think that
and they say he's not a runner, so why wouldn't he have access to all of it?
right.
Right, guidance. I don't know. It's a question that we've had in chat. We've been discussing, but I don't think you were seeing it. So it was just something I figured since I got through, we could just bring up to see what your thoughts were.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that, honey, if you can't get in this door, go through the back door. You know the code for that.
Yeah. Right.
But
I don't know. You and I both know that there's so many strange things here that don't make sense. So it's just another one of those things.
yes, it's just another odd discrepancy. Exactly, Elf. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I love you.
Love
Have a
you
good
too.
night. I love everybody in chat.
We
Love
love you
y'all.
too.
Bye.
Thank you
We
for
thank
pointing that out, Chloe. Bye bye. All right, we'll accept another caller or 10. Lines are standing by. He doesn't drive. Well, yes, but there's another door. That's the thing. There's another door beside the garage door. So there's that. The way you made your statement appeared. Clutch them pearls.
Hi, Justin. It's Jude.
Hey, Jude. How are you, babes?
Hey.
I'm playing hooky. Is there an echo?
No echo.
Okay, good. I was wondering, I called in about the garage codes, but I've always had this other question. Couldn't be specific about the shirt that he was wearing, what logo was on the front of his shirt. I was just thinking, like, how many of the same exact shirts would you have to not be able to bring it down to exactly what shirt he was wearing?
Good point, because even in the interview, they gave about like 5 descriptions of what shirt it could have been or action figure.
Yes.
Right. And my son, when he was growing up, he may have had like 2 similar shirts, but he wouldn't have had just like multiple long sleeve black shirts with logos on the front. They're all the same. It seems. I live in Nashville, so I started following it the day it happened, and I just never could quite understand why they couldn't be more specific about the shirt.
Yeah, the TBI flyer says black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses.
Yeah, that's totally wrong. It's not right.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sweatshirt. It was a T-shirt. And even on the early radio calls, you can tell that they're describing the correct shirt. I'm just wondering why. I don't know. The whole shirt thing has really bothered me. But
very similar to Summer Wells. Very similar to Summer Wells.
Yeah, it's very similar to Summer Wells.
Yeah, as far as saying that he's wearing the wrong thing.
Right. It is going on for like a very long time. It's kind of heartbreaking. I just hope that they'll hopefully make an arrest soon. That's all I can say. If they don't do it soon, it's going to just turn into another Summer Wells, I'm afraid.
Pray not. Pray not.
Okay, well, I'm going to jump off. I love you.
Love you too, my dear. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Thank you for calling, caller.
Hi, Justin. How are you today?
Good. How are you, dear?
I'm good. I'm Kieran from Akron, Ohio. I got a couple of things I'd like to say on this Proudfoot case.
Sure.
You know, you said earlier you think he's in a 45-minute area, okay?
I personally think he's in probably a 20 to 25-minute area. If Katie met him at like a location, but he could possibly be even way further away, because if she met Chris and he transferred Sebastian again, or
think about this.
Yep, go ahead.
What if they transferred him closer to the father's district to try to pin it on the father?
That's
only 45 minutes away, 43, he said.
That's always a possibility.
Right. Now, I have one more thing to say. As far as Chris Proudfoot fighting for his daughter, he's not fighting for that kid for himself.
No, I don't. I agree. I absolutely agree.
Who do you think he's fighting for that kid for?
He's fighting against Nina.
He is, but somebody else wants that kid. It isn't him. It's his mother.
You think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because remember, the mother kept that kid for 4 months till Nina got it back.
Yes.
Built a bond with that
Oh,
child.
that's true. I never thought.
Yes.
You're right.
And that's where I can relate with her is
they got a motorcycle. Where was they ever going to put Sebastian or that girl on that motorcycle? They don't want to be bothered with kids. They want to have a free life.
Damn, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the mother wants that kid. She's probably putting all the money up for his attorney.
Yep.
I'm
but I
doing
just
the
thought
same
I'd throw
battle.
that out at everybody. But I really do think maybe they should go head towards Sep's area and look. I just have a funny feeling they felt if he got found, it would be closer to Seth and Seth would be blamed.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a funny feeling of that.
The way they're very premeditated. That's a good thought.
Wow.
But you have a good night. It was nice talking to you, and I love your show. I watch it every chance I get, and whenever you're on, I wait for you.
Oh,
bye, honey.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate
Kisses
you.
to you guys.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
honey.
Bye bye. That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's a good point because my daughter's father's only fighting her because the grandparents want to, not because he wants to.
Wow.
I deal with it firsthand.
Wow.
That gives enough. That's why I always say there's plenty of speculation of motive on their end that you could speculate to what would make the motive.
Right.
They said read your text.
I've got so many texts right now.
It's not for me this time.
1 second.
Normally it's me.
Thank you for calling, caller.
Hi, is this Justin?
Speaking.
Hi, this is Pam. I watch your show all the time.
Hey, Pam. Hey, you're
Hi.
echoing a little bit. You got.
I'm shutting it. I'm so sorry.
That's
please.
okay. That's okay.
There were the vans that were at the house yesterday. They look like the Brinks trucks or cable or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about that. And I
Okay.
also want to mention something really, really, really odd, but kind of ties into no alarm, having an alarm, a bunch of different things that have gone on with communications and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Under the U.S. Navy of Interior for positions,
Mm-hmm.
the job that Katie had in the service that she's trained for is an IC specialist.
Uh-huh.
And those capabilities and responsibilities also give her special clearances. And if you go to Navy.com or Navy.org rather, and you just look up IC specialist under jobs,
Mm-hmm.
it will tell you all of the things that this IC specialist can do. That basically they're a communication specialist. Installing alarms is just like secondhand nature to her. She's technically an intercommunications electrician, high level.
Oh, wow.
And the oh yeah, if you look it up, pull it up on the screen if you can and take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
They maintain and repair interior communication systems on ships, the whole thing, all the radar, all the navigation. They do all the battery backups and all the storage and all of that. They maintain and plot equipment TD operations for telecommunications, shipboard navigation. The list goes on and on and on. And that was her job. It's called, again, IC specialist.
Okay.
Which is an intercommunications electrician.
You know,
And
I
that's
was
why that
looking. You can
that's
even
what
erase your navigation. There's things out there that clears your navigation and stuff. I was like, damn.
And no doubt she doesn't know how to do that. No doubt. I bet you they've already reset the OnStar in that truck. And that might be the reason why he wanted her to go back down there with him. But she definitely knows what she's doing, because he slipped up. I think it was on Nancy Grace, or the first interview he was on with the lady that comes on with you. Not this gal, but the other woman that's on sometimes. Something T. I can't think of her name. I think it was on her interview. He slipped up and said, "Oh, we have interior cameras."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We cover that. He absolutely in the very
Catching
very
him getting
beginning.
snacks.
Yes.
Right. And then now, all of a sudden, there are no cameras anywhere on the property. Oh, please, come on. They're all over the place. She disconnected them all with no problem. It probably took her 20 minutes to take all those camera disconnections down.
It's easy to take them down. It's harder to put them up, And
Right.
they had anywhere from 9 to 12 hours.
Oh, I know it. Plus, she had the whole weekend to plan it.
I mean, if it is
Sebastian
planned,
could have been
yeah.
playing and watching TV or playing games, and she could have been doing whatever, plotting, plus the whole 3-hour run through on the phone, which was the alibi. So, I mean, it's just all speculation, of course, my honest opinion, for entertainment purposes only. But definitely, there's just too much. But when I found that, when I was looking like, what does an IC specialist do? I was like, holy wow. So, kind of interesting. Take a look at it. I won't tie you up. Let somebody else call in. I love your show. Great
Thank
talking to you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, dear.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
What an
Bye-bye.
what an interesting call. What an interesting call.
Thanks. Take care.
You too, dear. So
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's an interesting call. And not only that could be why it's taking them longer to
It's a more complex factory reset than Stefan.
Yeah. Potentially. I mean, if it's military against military, really, trying to, if that would be the case. Clutch them pearls.
Hi, Justin. How are you?
Good. How are you?
This is Jessica. I'm calling from Eastern Kentucky.
Hey, Jessica.
And I've been obsessed with Sebastian Rogers. I have my youngest is 19. He's high functioning autistic, and he has anxiety. So I basically became obsessed because when I see Sebastian, I see my baby.
Yeah, sure.
And so all my kids last night, they're from age range from 19 to 24, and they went a couple hours east and did what 19 to 24-year-olds try to do when they're being adults. I got a call from one of my kids, and, hey, so-and-so's turned blue. We called 911. It was not my kid. It was her boyfriend.
Oh, my God.
He was fine. It was more of like, I'm calling him the Scooby-Doo gang with the mystery van right now. That's their new name, all of them. We just party a little too much, but he's fine. Everybody's fine. I got my clothes. My heart stopped. I got my clothes. I was out the door. Didn't check to see if I had gas. Didn't check to see if I had money. And that's the boyfriend of one of my kids.
Right.
I make it to the hospital, and they're still a ways down the mountain. I realized that the other two kids were either up there alone or they had all foolishly got into the car. Thank God nobody was going to get into the car. So glad they can talk to me. But I could barely drive. I didn't have time to call anyone. I got in the car and went to the hospital I thought that they would go to from the small town. And then I just kept going until I had all of them.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't understand. And
how can you not look for your kid?
Well, part of my thing is When this happened, my husband was asleep. I didn't even have time to wake his ass up, let alone call him. I was in the car. I was going to my kids.
Right.
Until I saw them, it would not stop.
Yeah, it's
It's an instinct. You go.
Yes. Bingo.
And no instinct. But that's also a good reminder, if you have teenagers, and a bunch of people on here do, we never had to beat anybody with a belt.
No.
And when they feel unsafe, they know to call us no matter what time or day, and that I will be there, that I will get to them.
Yes.
But yeah, I just, I was laying in bed at 5:30 when I got home thinking about it. I'm like, why? How did you have time to call somebody? How did you have time to?
Yeah. Well, why didn't you call Seth first? Like,
oh my God,
he's the one that, if anyone's going to have him, you would think it would be Seth.
Well, yeah, and especially where he doesn't have a phone or anything, and he can't drive.
Yes.
And but I can't. And so the thing about the diaper wearing, and those are atrocious, horrible people. Number one, with the diaper wearing.
That's sad.
It is true. There would have never been any of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes kids with autism, and especially if they have mixed with ADHD.
Yeah.
ADHD kiddos will sometimes get hyper-focused.
Sure.
And not use the bathroom.
Right. Right.
That's a common thing.
Right.
But I have never heard of a teenage boy being forced to wear a diaper unless there was not some type of sexual abuse going on. And I'm a community worker.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to call in and just give my 2 cents and hug those babies tight.
Amen.
And they're always your babies, no matter what.
Doesn't matter how old they are. Absolutely.
Oh, hell no.
Doesn't matter.
One of them coughs too hard, I'm still up in the middle of the night making sure they're okay.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I can't tell you how many times per night I go in and look at my kids while they're sleeping.
Yeah. Even when you know where they are, you want to see them literally breathing. They come home from the hospital, and you want to continue to see them breathing forever.
I had alarms set on my kids about breathing. I had alarms.
Yes.
Yes.
Full socks.
Yeah. No. I had this thing. It's called. Oh crap! I can't think of it.
Was it the owlet?
No. I had 2 different things actually. I'm obsessed. But it's this thing.
No. That's how you keep children alive.
Yes. Well, it's this thing that connects to their diaper, and it monitors their their breathing, and monitors everything. And whenever, if they would stop breathing, it'll vibrate, it'll go zzz, and it'll shock them, like not shock them, but it'll
but that's cool.
Right.
Stimulate.
Yeah, stimulate. That's what I'm looking for. And then if that doesn't make them move, then an alarm goes off. And then I had this thing that went under their mattress as well, and checked the movements and the heart rate and all that stuff. So I still have them because I've sometimes had babies, I still do foster. So
and you have to keep all that stuff, because as soon as you let it go, you will get another call in the middle of the night for a baby.
Yeah. So
but yeah, your main job as a parent is to keep them alive.
Yeah.
And to make sure that they can stand as a person on their own when you're gone.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I'm so glad that Seth got to have a son.
Yeah.
That woman, from what I've seen, should have been sterilized when she came into puberty.
Yeah. Something's just not.
In my opinion.
Yeah, something's. I don't know. I don't know if it's something after Chris or what it is, but she just doesn't look. I don't know. I don't know. Something's up. You know.
Well, I'm gonna give one more. When I look into her face, I worked at a restaurant with a girl, and I even babysat her child.
Mm-hmm.
She kicked that baby to death. He's 18 months old.
She kicked the baby.
And kicked it to death.
Oh my.
He was just learning
God.
Oh yeah, and I was so young, it traumatized me forever. Still does. But when I look into her eyes, I see the same damn blankness that I saw on that woman's face. And she has been diagnosed as a psychopath, that woman. I see the look at her eyes. Look at how blank her eyes are. That is not Xanax.
Wow.
That is not a benzo. So, you know, just when everybody looks at the pictures, look, because you can see it's a very flat affect.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, something's wrong. I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling, hun. It's nice to talk
Thank
to
you.
you.
You have a good night.
You
Thanks.
too, my dear. Thank you. Wow, cold mother syndrome. So, wow. It's
Carol Chartier, Realtor.
Hello?
Is this Justin?
This is.
Hi.
Hi, how are you,
I'm
dear?
not live, am I?
You're live.
Good. How are
Yes,
you?
you're
Am I
live.
Oh, okay. Well, I have been watching you. I am obsessed with the case also. I had to call in. My name's Carol. I'm in Florida. I want to say I was thinking today watching their recent interviews or their interviews from when their first interview was like 8 days after he went missing. And I was just thinking to myself, if that was my child or if that was my dog, I'm obsessed with my animals. If he was missing, I would be frantic, out of my mind, like screaming, crying, shaking, begging, pleading, all of those things. And you just don't see anything come out of them at all. It's just so suspicious. And two, I want to know how can you just lose your child in the middle of the night? There's poof in the middle of the air and they're not a suspect?
And
Like,
walk
I
out.
just don't see how they're missing it.
And say that they're not missing any shoes. There's no footprints. There's not a scent. They're not even at the house that they make a mortgage payment on.
Yeah.
I mean, what's
It's just not adding up
no, the math isn't mathing
at all.
That is for sure.
And how can we all see it? Like hundreds of, the other thing I was thinking, like, people don't know that we're crazy and obsessed with crime and this is what we do all day long.
Right.
They didn't expect this. And
yeah.
I just I'm kind of shocked that if we don't get something soon from the police, I'm losing hope in a way. Like they just don't care, or is that just the way it is in Tennessee?
I can think of five high profile cases in Tennessee in the last almost 3 years, and none of them have been found.
Wow.
No arrest either.
That's
And there's
horrible.
plenty of.
I think about the Adam Montgomery case. I think at least they were constantly investigating and trying to find out and following this and that. I don't get that feeling about this at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. TBI,
Maybe we don't know.
They seem to work differently. They will not name suspects. They just don't. They don't name suspects. They I don't. Every case
I can't
that
think of the last time they arrested someone in a big case in Tennessee like that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And like, I don't know if you watch Chris McDonough from The Interview Room,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like he says, sometimes law enforcement won't give the public anything, and the public can't give back if you don't give anything
Yeah.
to the public, because the public is generally
Oh
what gives
no.
the tips that solves the cases.
Right. And it might not even be us crazy crime obsessed people that are picking the case apart from every direction. It
It
might just be a regular person
It's usually
that
not. It's usually someone that was just
right.
in the area, saw it accidentally,
Yeah.
or just remembered.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need one person to come out and say, you know what? I think I saw Chris
Yes.
on his way, or on, something that doesn't put him at his job or something. Like, that's all we need.
Yeah.
We just need a little breadcrumb.
I mean, it can be
But
the
don't you agree that you would
simplest
be
thing.
frantic?
Oh my
Uh-huh.
God. I wouldn't be able to. I mean, I don't even
I
know
wouldn't
if
be able
I
to
would be
sit
able
there,
to
I don't think.
breathe,
Yeah.
I can't imagine sitting in a freaking camper
All
doing
day, every day, hiding out.
nothing. And the thing is, I mean, in my opinion, the reason they're not doing anything is because they know people know that their story doesn't make
Yeah, we
sense.
know.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know. And
Because we know they're ashamed.
that
That's what I think. They're
yeah,
They're hiding because they don't want to be confronted by the public, and they know, and they figure, well, this is the best way to stay out of the limelight. We'll just lay low, and
you're so right.
I don't know.
You're so right.
Why hide when you have nothing to hide?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Why
You
hide when you
wouldn't
have
be like
nothing to hide?
that.
Yeah.
That's so true. I lost my deaf dog one time, and I live in a neighborhood, and like everyone knows him, but I was frantic. Like, I was the whole time going, God, please, please, please don't let him get hit by a car. Please, like, let me
Yeah.
find him. Please, posting on social media. Like, I couldn't do anything else. Like, work that day, everything
You
was like
can't concentrate on
over and
anything.
done with.
Nothing.
I did
Nothing.
the same with my cat, and I almost.
I mean, and
went
that's a
after-
dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been there.
Crazy. I can't stand it. It's bothering me a lot. So
I
thank
can't
you for
sleep at
giving us
night right
somewhere
now
to,
with
like,
this. And I mean, I lose sleep over this.
Our thoughts are
Constantly on my
constantly with
mind.
the cases we cover, and it grabs our hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm obsessed with it, and I wish there was something I could do. I mean, I really do. There's not.
yeah.
But what we're
I do
doing,
know one
we're doing
thing,
something
if-
by being here.
Yes.
If anybody is interested, they could use flyers. I do know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
can get anything
Okay,
towards
well-
getting flyers, I've already got 400 made, 100 in color and 300 in black and white, getting ready to send up there.
Yeah.
But I know flyers are a big part because a lot of them are getting torn down.
Yeah, I'm getting some flyers printed right now, and I'm going to take them to Tennessee, and I'm going to blast them everywhere.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I think what you're doing, giving us somewhere to talk about this case,
Mhm.
somewhere to like vent our emotions, because we're invested in this. And I
Yes.
think, I mean, regular people probably don't know, and they might click on the video and find out or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
what you're doing is keeping his name alive and like keeping the case alive and
Yeah.
looking at it from different angles. So thank you.
Of course. I'm going to be at a conference where there's going to be thousands of people, and I am going to hand them to everybody.
Oh, good.
Just
That's a
hand
great
them to
idea. I shared
everybody.
on my social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, we just need something. So that's what I'm really hoping and praying for, is that this week we get like a little tiny break in the case.
I know. It's something hopefully soon. Or at least law enforcement
thank you.
will clear somebody or name someone a suspect, but doubt it with TBI because they really don't do that normally.
And we can't be the only ones seeing this. I'm like, come on now. Like,
Oh,
if they
no,
have
no,
any common sense. And I just think the digital footprint, like Chris, they were that great at this crime that they, didn't leave one trace of evidence. I find it hard to believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There is no such thing as a
Okay.
perfect crime. It's just finding the crumb.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
what we're gonna have happen. So,
Yeah.
it makes me sad because it's really, really hard for me to wrap my mind around thinking that this boy just like walked out the front door. He looked like he was a pretty sweet, normal kid. Like,
Mhm.
you know, he had autism, but he looked like he was a good kid. I just don't picture him like I'm gonna run away and just walk out the front door. It just doesn't seem like that, and not leave a trace. That doesn't make any sense. And they did something to him.
That makes me think of when Chris
Unfortunately,
said
all I can
he's
come up with. But thank you for giving me an opportunity to call in. I really appreciate you, and I watch all of your shows every day.
Thank you. You're very sweet, Carol. Thank
Have
you
a
so
great
much.
night.
You too.
All
Bye-bye.
right, bye.
that made me think even more so of when Chris said, when I was going over the Deception Detective video from today, I was thinking of when Chris said, what was it? Something that resonated. He is not a mischievous kid by any means. I mean, he would not wander.
Right. Thank you for calling, caller.
Hello, Justin.
Hello.
Hi, this is Jane, Crafty Meemaw, and I have a question.
Sure.
What I'm interested in is the three-way call from Chris and Katie
Uh-huh.
to the sheriff's office.
Uh-huh.
Did Chris call a direct line to a direct person, or did he call into the sheriff's office and get transferred to a deputy or something?
That's a good question. He says that he called the direct line to the sheriff's office, but did he? Did he call someone he knew?
Did he call? Yeah, did he call someone that he knew?
Mm-hmm.
And
like his neighbor.
That person, it could have been like an oh shit moment. Katie's done something. That it could have been his friend, and they could have guided them into helping hide him.
You never know. Yeah. I mean, I think absolutely that's a great question. I think absolutely he called the non-emergency number hoping that it wouldn't be recorded. Who makes a call to a non-emergency line on a three-way, which
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
But that's what had me wondering, could he have called somebody that they knew in the sheriff's office?
That's interesting. I mean, if they have,
because we haven't really heard
mm-hmm.
that, and that's just what had me thinking, because I was like, I'd really like to know who the person was that they talked to on that three-way.
Right. Huh.
But I just want to thank you for everything that y'all are doing and everything, and I'll let you go.
Thank you, my dear. Great question.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for the calls. Thank you so much for that, Carol. Appreciate it. The sheriff office records calls even if it's not emergency. I would think but you know, I don't know if
Since it's a sheriff's call, I wonder if that could be FOIA'd.
yes, but Tennessee is an absolute bitch to FOIA stuff. I FOIA stuff all the time. You have to be a resident of Tennessee, number one. Number two, they're going to deny you because it's a pending investigation.
I have some locals out of Hawkins County that I'm close with.
Oh, Hawkins County is horrible. They're the worst if you need to get something there. But don't know what the sister does at the police department. but I'm sure someone will find
I
out.
wonder if it's on the website. You know how they always highlight their employees.
Someone in chat said Chris' sister works at sheriff's office. Yeah, we just don't know what she does. I'm sure she's here watching right now. If you would like to join us, ma'am, please do so. You are absolutely welcome.
Always love to clear the air.
I see you need to talk to Justin ASAP. Okay. Please hold. We might be getting some information.
Miss
Bear with me.
Angela is on. Pardon me, my Maine Coon is starting to yell. His girlfriend's outside again. I think so. Click in ticket. Once done with Angela, I'll find out from him shortly. Oh, you want to see my fat man? He's 35 pounds, but he's lost a little weight since my bulldog passed away. Let me go grab him. Hold on.
Angela, did you text me? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 text just in this live. Thank you, Erica. Happy Friday to you as well, dear. I just text you. I have a bunch of waterproof flyers. If you want me to ship them to you, Office Depot donated them to me. Oh, wow.
This is my fat man.
That's amazing. Thank you, Teresa, for that. I appreciate you. Thank you, Angel.
Somebody was asking if they could still call in. I wasn't too sure if you stopped the line or not.
What is Angela? What does she want? I don't understand.
Let me take a look. I don't know. Everybody was asking to see my kitty cat that is meowing in the back.
Hey, Leggins. Stephanie, thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. You are so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate your support. It means really so much. So Miss Wilma writes in, a thought just came to my mind. I believe Sebastian is being moved around by multiple family members now with all this time, like 45 plus days. Chris and Katie Proudfoot could have had Sebastian's looks change, shaved head, and makeup can change a person's looks. It is, I mean, anything is possible. I don't think it's likely though, because Chris and Katie and all of them, they're being watched. You can bet. But I don't. Yeah, and he does have to have medication and all that. And there's really just no yeah, I mean, I don't know the reason. Took 10 days to do the first interview. Arms to heal. Interesting point. 1 second, y'all.
I think he is extremely heartbroken. You can hear it in his voice and his soul. And we just need to keep him going.
All right. Angela, I'm going to text you right now.
Exactly, Mohawk Mom. Her case is very familiar to my current situation as well. So I have my questions on that. And it's not cheap to do that battle when they're just doing it for their own greed.
One second, y'all.
So, what are your thoughts? Is a Facebook group posting his truck is back in? Which Facebook group, Gina?
All right. Sorry about that. Um, okay, guys. Seth is exhausted. Yes. Yeah, he is. Jerry writes in, I watch from the bushes, but every now and then I log onto the phone and your show as instead of watching from my Fire Stick. Look, I sent Seth some money for Cash App. It said we had no history. I sent it anyway. Please just make sure he received it. Thank you. Okay, Jerry, I sure will.
They said that Angela left and Chloe Jade called for her.
What? What is it?
I guess Chloe Jade called for her instead. Angela left.
Yeah, she messaged me. It's okay. Maurice, Australia, darling. How are you doing? Lovey. Good to see you. Thank you for all you do, Justin, to bring awareness for the innocent children. Thank you, Guidance, for your great help input as well. From across the world right now, we are Sebastian Strong. Love you. Maurice, thank you so much for that. You are an absolute joy. And thank you for caring from across the world. That means so much, truly. I so want to go to Australia one day. I've been all over the world, but I haven't been to Australia. It is such a long ride.
It
It's so
is. I know
long.
people in Perth and Queens.
I love my
Queensland.
Aussies.
I've met a lot of people on YouTube from Aussie.
I
Australia.
specifically love Canadians, Australians, British, and South Africa. But I love everyone all over the world. But that's where like my main international viewers are from.
I actually work and collaborate with an Australian creator.
Maltese. Yeah, it's at least a 19-hour flight.
I help host a ladies' night, which is not true crime.
I think the longest flight probably I've ever been on is probably 12 or 13 hours. Oh, I love Finland. Who doesn't love Finland? I mean, that's who doesn't love Finland?
Oh, now you're being questioned. Which is your favorite? I've always wanted to go to Edinburgh.
Oh yeah,
To
Scotland.
their
Well, that
festival in August.
my sister lives. Well, one of my sisters lives in Scotland. She's been in Scotland for 15 years, probably.
You're really gonna love this though. I want to go to do some ghost hunting in the castles. That's just me.
That's. I don't want anything to do with a ghost except for the Holy Ghost. I mean, I'm gonna tell you that right now.
In a dime and a penny, okay?
No, I don't. I'm not having that.
Hotel in Hawkins County.
Yes, not going there. Um. Yeah, I really want to go. I really want to go too. I'd love to go to Ireland and Paris. You'll be. I'm sorry if there's any Paris in here, but don't go to Paris. I'm just going to tell you right now. Go to the south of France. Paris, you are going to be like, this is it.
Yes, Mohawk Mom.
Italy's lovely. But you
Got
go to
11-cent tip.
yeah.
Italy? What about Italy? Have you been to Italy?
What is it?
Italy?
I haven't been to Italy. I want to go to Italy.
Yeah.
I have not been to Italy. But Paris, I mean, my grandmother, not the one that raised me, but my other grandmother, she was off the boat French, right? And so, like, my family, they still have like the little cottage in some little village in France. And my grandmother, God bless her, she was, and please don't take this the wrong way to the French. She was the biggest hag sometimes. I mean, she loved me so much. Oh my God. And I loved her so much. But let me tell you something. My other grandmother was a saint, right? Just a saint. Never had a sip of alcohol in her life, never had a smoke, never, just pristine. And my other grandmother, she had big hair. I guess I get that from my she had big hair and she wore a lot of makeup. She wore a lot of blue eyeshadow or whatever.
Texas
She
style?
drew
Like
her
old school
eyebrows
Texas
on.
style?
Yeah, she was a Mimi. You know.
One of my girlfriends, she lived in Texas for a long time. She was born in New Jersey and then lived in Texas. And she always said that's how we dressed in
Yeah.
Texas back in like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
she would take like photos beside of a rose. You know. I when she was passing away, she had dementia, Alzheimer's, and I walked up to her and, I was going to go put makeup on her and stuff, and I said, "Grandma, you look so sexy right there," like that, because that's the way I talk to her. And she's like, "Smart ass," on her deathbed. Oh my God. She cussed me on her deathbed because I always told her she looked beautiful and stuff. I was like, "Grandma, you look so sexy right now." Because the French, I mean, that's just the way they are. Smart ass. She had strokes and stuff, but I made her look good. In the 1960s, I wore blue eyeshadow and liquid liner. Well, my
I remember the
grandmother
blue eyeliner.
wore that until 2007 until the day she died, pretty much. If Sebastian is alive, Seth should call all group school behavior, school camps. All you need is a note and this number Tennessee list.
I was just reading that.
I don't what is that for? What do you mean an old new bill? For what? What do you mean bubble bath, baby doll? Found out another that Chris Proudfoot's sister. Yes. One was mean as hell and the other one was a God-fearing and never. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I learned so much from both of my grandmothers at least. So much from both of them. And yeah. I love them both. Katie and Chris probably. What did One Love say? What did they say? What did you say? I haven't wore eyeliner in so long that when I do put it on, it's going to look like I've smoked 4 joints. No, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah. If you still have your grandparents, it is such a blessing. Such a blessing. All right, guys. God, I just lost an eyelash. Why have they not searched the trees in the woods around that RV park? Seems like, I mean, I'm sure that they have. I'm sure that I'm sure people around the RV park is side-eyeing them, right? And looking around. But I don't think it's going to be so obvious. I don't think Chris, in my opinion, Katie, is going to hide in such an obvious. I think it's going to be different. It really is, Angela. There's a syndrome. It's the Japanese, by the way. The Japanese, I freaking love Japan. The Japanese are like obsessed with Parisian culture. And some of them spend their entire life saving to go to Paris. One second. To go to Paris. And after they go, once they get there, they have this mental, it's called Paris syndrome. Yes. Paris syndrome. Look it up. Because it was not what they expected. And you see, as Americans, if you're an American, we expect, the Eiffel Tower, 2 poodles kissing underneath, or 2 lovers kissing underneath the Eiffel Tower with 2 poodles. You know, fresh croissant, butter at this little market. No, your shit's going to get robbed real quick. You make sure you have your purse under your shirt. Oh, thank you, Elf. Japan, there is not a cleaner culture on the planet than Japan. Japan is, they Japan and South Korea are the cleanest places you will ever go. Inside, outside, everything is clean. My aunt studied abroad and she said the elevator smell like straight. Okay, this is getting to be a Justin After Dark. Yeah, I've heard Germany's very clean as well. I can't believe you just said that. Starving ordering pizza. Yeah. That's so funny. So, all right, guys. I love you all. Appreciate you. Yes, a bicycle, a baguette, and a croissant. Marlene. That is so funny. I'm moving to Finland. Oh, Finland. I mean, any of, Finland, Sweden, any of, is amazing. Hey, sweet tea later. Probably. I will probably be live later if y'all are up. Love you all. Appreciate you. Truly, I will be live quite a bit this weekend. I can't stop LOLing. Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Guidance, as always, charmed.
I love being with you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. Give those babies huggies. That's
They're
so.
passed out. Sure will.
Oh my God. It makes me want little ones again. I miss them being little. I'm telling you, you're going to miss it. You really are, Guidance.
I'm gonna miss it, but I just want a nap.
I
That's all
know.
I want.
I know. But I'm telling you, when they're little like that, like you're exhausted and you're tired and you think, oh my God, can they just grow up a little bit? But once they do grow up, you're like, oh my God, those were such good times.
See, I'm going through that with my daughter. I'm going
I
through
need
both stages right now.
I need a daughter. Oh my God, Scorpio. I mean, I'll have a stroke if I have a daughter,
You
I'm
know,
afraid.
that made me think because my firstborn is a daughter, and once I realized I had twins, I'm like, no, I'm finding out what's in there. Girls are a lot more expensive than boys because you want to dress them up and everything fluffy and fancy and
The
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 nine.
Thank you, Click It. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Good seeing you. You're always welcome here. Like the only thing, like, I have boys. So the only thing that, like, with girls, there's so much more stuff for girls than there is boys.
Yeah, and my husband
So much
finally it clicked with him when we were shopping in a store, and we were looking for sandals for the boys, and he's like, why are there like 20 sets of different
Mhm.
girl sandals and there's nothing for the boys?
Mhm.
And I'm like, that's why I wanted to know what was in this belly.
Yes.
They have all the outfits, and except for, I gotta admit, Target has some really cute, sophisticated little men outfits. I'm the sucker for the bow tie and suspenders.
Target. I always shopped at Target or Carter when my kids were smaller. Like I always
Same.
shop, or like, because Carter, they have cute clothes. Carter had very cute clothes,
And
and
good sales.
you could get really good sales at Carter. and for every $50 you spent, you got $10, I think it was,
Yep.
off. And then you could do your coupons and stuff like that. And I would, oh my God, I cannot tell you. The cashier knew me at Carter's and she said, "You have the best dressed kids around." I was like, they better be, because I just spent my inheritance on them.
Mine are so rough and tough. I cannot keep them fancy. They're my little tornadoes. But I wouldn't change it for the world because it's just my karma.
That's right, Maurice. That's very right. You're right. Thank you, inspirational. All right. Good night, guys. God bless each and every single one of you. We're praying for Sebastian. We're praying for Seth. We are praying for this entire situation, and all of these missing babies, and the law enforcement as well. They all need prayer and love and hope. Yeah, bring Sebastian home. That's right. Good night, guys. God bless.